where did we last leave off? Did we go back home? Or...
No, we
No,
we
we
ended
hadn't gone
in
home yet.
the chapel
We were in a church.
Oh, yeah, we are in the good
because we
old
wanted
chapel.
Nero to have a possible interaction
Ah,
there.
yes,
Yes.
because some opportunities have arisen. But yeah,
Yeah, it was unfortunate that they were missing out on that scene, so we
yeah,
decided to hold it there.
and we will return to it. But yeah, what do you remember from last week on the 12th of Nim?
All right, well, first thing was that we woke up in the morning to a beautiful day, awkwardly rested and uncomfortably comfortable for having been so accustomed to being uncomfortable prior to that. But all the same, we dug around in the kitchen, and myself and I think it was it Hebron that helped or
I don't think so.
Nero. I think it was
Oh,
Nero that helped, right?
yeah.
It was Nero.
Myself and Nero went into the kitchen and prepared a lovely little meal out of, I believe it was onions, tomatoes, and potatoes, or something like that.
Some medieval
Had a
soup.
nice breakfast, got some extra before going about our day trying to better assess the city and where we are and not just run right off to the next thing. Uh, First thing I believe we stopped by was the, what's his name?
Lenagrast.
Yeah, Lenegrast house, the tradesman blacksmith, where we talked about what was going on, thanked him for his welcome back. One of us apologized for their irreverent statements, purchased a couple things, and as we were about to leave, he brought mention of his daughter, who was
Indeed.
out in Earthen Peak. He says he doesn't have a good relationship with her per se, and not to mention his name, but he would love to know what her situation is and how she's doing. Her name was Stone Trader Cloan,
Indeed.
and we were supposed to, or he asked if we could keep an eye out for her as we were going around to see what we could find. Um, we agreed, and afterwards, we went to uh, Shaukur,
Shalcor.
Shalcor.
Yeah.
Shaukur, yeah, Shaukur's abode.
Mhm.
Who I just have listed here as Cat of Magic.
Yeah.
Um, to ask a few other questions about what had been happening and what was going on, make some magical purchases, and cure some magical curses. Um,
Really quick, Nero. Sorry to interrupt you, Nero. Had you left already by the point we?
I left right in the middle of us talking to
Yeah.
her.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, here is a list of items she was selling.
Ooh. Thank you.
Thank you.
on point.
So yeah, while we're
That we
if-
didn't buy. All of those, I believe, we didn't buy because I don't think that we ended up buying the
hey,
potion of fire
an
breath.
exkiller of health. That's interesting.
That's
You never heard of those?
I
Very
copied
rare.
your list.
That's
Actually.
so rare. Did I write that? Oh no.
Yeah, Brandon. I copy
Oh,
pasted
no.
your list.
All right.
Ha!
Fuck me. All right.
Self-report.
That was a rare misprinted bottle, highly
Yes.
valuable.
Yeah.
Yeah,
He
Venerated
does
by
the
collectors.
exact opposite. But anyway, continue.
Oh, Harper, you misspelled your nose. Fuck you.
Yeah, for real. I know.
Oh man, that straight up was like the D&D equivalent of I need to speak to your manager. I am the manager kind of
Yeah.
situation.
Yeah. Or like that one time where the American Navy told a lighthouse to move out of the way, and they're like, "We're a fucking lighthouse. Fuck you."
Sounds like the American.
Yeah.
We're a
Anyway.
fucking lighthouse. Come tell us
Yeah, but
yourself.
Nero, if you wanted to buy any of those, they're up for sale from Shalcor.
Yeah.
Alrighty.
But Colton, you can continue while Aaron's looking at stuff.
Indeed, the cat had many words of wisdom for a number of us, and actually hit a chord for me personally. I'm not going to say exactly what, but interesting stuff. Afterwards, we went off from her abode to the church, where we met the. I believe he was the priest of the church, although I didn't grab his name.
His name was Bertrand. Cleric Bertrand.
Cleric Bertrand. All right. And we spoke to him a little bit. He was extremely grateful for what we had done and
What was he
happy that we
teaching?
were alive. Oh, I
What
don't
was
remember.
he in the middle of
I was asleep.
evangelizing? Nobody remembers. Who listens to the priest anyway? No one.
I just didn't trust him
Okay,
for no reason.
that's cool.
He's a branded priest.
Okay, yeah,
He
yeah,
was
yeah.
very
No previous campaign
Eh, and we're leaving here right
influences.
now, so it's not like he has anything. But
Alright. Anyway.
he was very effacious, quite interesting. Um, and really he came across with an interesting air of somebody who wanted something from us but didn't want to say what it was. So we didn't quite get a whole lot out of him, because we were more interested in talking to the. Oh, she's not the firekeeper in this one. What's her name?
Her name is Emerald Harold Strowan.
Harold Strone. That's it. Um, oh. My food's ready to come out of the oven. I better hurry. Um,
Yeah, you can go grab her real quick. That's cool.
nah, I'm almost done.
Okay.
We spoke with them both about things that about the world at large, trying to get some direction as to like what our options were and what goals we should take.
Mm-hmm.
We avowed our the fact that we weren't like doing this out of obligation, but because we felt it was our choice to do this and try and save the world,
Cool.
as opposed to the obligation that they seemed to think that we felt could drive us to hollowing.
Right.
And a
Which is
couple of
good.
us went and sat down. I fell asleep on a pew. Uh,
Hebram had an
Nalath,
experience.
Nalath prayed, I think.
and
Um,
I believe that Nero also had an experience. He just wasn't here. Because I think
Well,
you were
exactly.
we will see based on
Yeah.
And that's about
yeah,
where we left off.
yeah. But go get your food.
Yep. Be right back.
So
Is that for good enough for a point?
yeah, that's really good. It covers everything. Oh, actually, not everything. Um, does anyone remember Strowan's warning?
Yeah, but the forlorn.
Yeah.
Kind of invade. Well, to use the little Dark Souls knowledge I do know.
Don't use Dark Souls knowledge. That
No,
makes me
no, no.
mad.
It's an analogy, Brandon.
Okay,
It's like
alright.
they invade in the
Okay.
kind of Dark Souls
Okay.
sense, which is all I know
So
about Dark
you
Souls.
mean like terminology, like world
Yes,
terminology? Okay,
terminology.
yeah, I'm
Yeah,
okay with
yeah,
that. I'm okay
Brandon.
with that.
Come on, I'm not.
I know, I
I
know.
still haven't played any of the games, and apparently Dark Souls 3 on PC gives your computer a hacking vulnerability for remote
Yeah,
control. So I'm not going to be playing it anytime soon.
never play a Dark
It's,
Souls game
it's
on
all three.
PC. Yeah.
It's all of them right now.
Yeah, you don't play
Oh, it's all of
those
them?
games on PC.
Yeah, it's the base
All
source
of
code.
them?
A handful of people got a hold of the base source code and can use your like shit to do stuff.
What, can they like abuse the invading mechanic or something?
Yeah,
Worse,
That's the,
worse. They can get your fucking
credit
IP
No,
card
I know
number.
they can. They can take control of your entire computer and do whatever. I know that's the
Yeah.
end of vulnerability, but I just don't know. I was just wondering about the avenue because I'm in cybersecurity. But anyway,
So yeah, the Forlorn
It's
are able to take
something
control of
like
your
that, yeah.
computer.
yeah,
Yeah,
No,
they
the
abuse some
Forlorn-
sort of code.
Yeah,
Anyway.
they track down people who are trying to hunt down and kill or have possession of, which we obviously have possession of, because we killed the rotten of any of those great souls, those dark souls. Roll credits.
They can
And
smell
they
it
try
on
and
you.
fight them. And they say that they are quite formidable foes, on par with maybe, in my estimate, as in character as Wally, similar to a few of the Dark Wraiths combined for each Forlorn, is my guess based on how they were explained by Strowan. Seemingly similar figures, these shadows that haunt the night.
Um, does while we're still waiting for Colton, does anyone remember the images of these figures that were sort of covered in ivy and foliage. These large stone statues. It was a pretty in-depth description, so I don't care if you guys don't remember.
I remember two of them
Okay.
because I dissociated during the first two.
Interesting.
Because
Oof.
I am mentally ill. But
Oh, me
this one, I
too.
believe, and this one are respectively a genderless statue. We couldn't really tell by looking at it because it had a
On the right.
veil
Yep.
above its head. I think the veil was almost covering its eye sockets. You said, which were
Right.
kind of like blank, and it had a translucent, silky robe, which is really impressive in marbling.
It
Um,
is.
and then there's a woman, the one on the left, I
You can
believe.
assume they might have done the robe out of like glass or something like that.
Oh, okay, it's that translucent. Okay.
Yeah.
Um, who's wearing a long shrouded cloak that you said almost appeared like wax in the
Yeah.
way it
Looks
was
like
like
wax is
flowing.
like dripping down like
Um,
the cloak, kinda.
yeah, wearing a very ornate dress that looked very frail, and then was holding a slug like a baby.
Big old slug. Yeah.
I'm back.
All right, cool. We were just talking about what beings were statuified on in the Varigura.
Oh
And
But
there
yeah.
were for sure two more, and I
yeah,
don't remember a thing about them.
It
right.
was a very interesting little pantheon, if I remember.
Yeah. Do you guys remember sort of what Strowan or I think Bertrand said this place was like a church too, like its purpose? Like does it worship a specific deity or um you know, I'm not sure. I think Bertrand told you guys like pretty much what this place's like purpose is for travelers and things like that.
Yeah, it's almost like a pilgrim's quarters kind of a situation. He said they don't discriminate
Right.
based on who you worship.
That's what we
Non-denominational
thought.
worship
Yeah,
center.
yeah.
Almost like a Unitarian type of church.
Yeah,
Yeah.
pretty much.
It's
Uh,
a place of pilgrimage. That's what I was gonna say, but I didn't have anything to back it up, so I didn't know.
No, yeah, that makes sense. So, you guys were told that this is a place of great, many rituals have taken place here to make, attunement to one's deity that much more powerful. And with that knowledge, Hebron decided that he was going to try and um, reach out to Allfather Lloyd. And you did have an experience with him, which
They did.
was personal to you, of course. But you guys would have noticed as Hebron bowed his head, some old, dead leaves that were blown in from outside would sort of rustle around his body. And you would see sort of a faint golden aura sort of envelop him as he was in deep thought, sort of wind rustling around his fur cloak.
And a
Um,
gentle Gregorian chant rising behind him as
yeah, yeah. And then did you guys say did Nalath have like a thing that you were doing that I forgot
Alas
about?
said he meditated.
Meditated. You did some meditation.
I
Okay.
also believe that you had us all roll those D100s,
Yeah.
and effectively I think Malaf and Hebron rolled low, but then Hebron said something that caught Scott's attention, and Nero
Yes.
rolled quite high.
Yeah. Did we roll for Nero or did
You
because
rolled for Nero, and you rolled a 71,
okay. Well,
if I
we
remember
don't know
correctly.
first of all what Nero would have done. So let's
Right.
just do this.
No, you rolled
So
an 80. Bad.
yeah. And I'll have Aaron roll. Um,
Okay.
but so yeah, being in this place, understanding what you had encountered, sort of standing back, while everyone, went to do their own separate thing. Bertrand is continuing his speech on the goddess Velka, which he told you guys. So he's just speaking to the commoners here. So what would you have done, upon seeing that some of us are meditating, some of us are attempting to reach out to our deity? What
plus we're
would
sleeping.
Nero and sleep?
he
What is it that
would have.
Nero would want to
He
do?
would have. Does there seem to be an obvious place for Kaitha around here? An
Um,
obvious, like, shelter?
hold up, just 1 second.
One.
Let's see. We will just do this for now. Okay. So as you look around, do you want to sort of make a roll to see if you recognize one of these statues as being a depiction of Kaitha?
Sure. I'm assuming that's going to be
Whatever you
religion?
think. Yeah, if you want to make a religion roll. What I like to do is you can either roll religion or history, depending on what you're looking for. But yeah.
Well, my religion is much better than history, so here we
Okay,
go.
cool.
Oh boy. Get that as normal, get that as normal. And there we go.
Nice. So yeah, amongst these four large, sort of worn down ancient statues that are sort of mid crumbling, and they've got mossy splotches on their stone, covered in tangled ivy. You can see in the left corner or the right corner over here is a feminine sort
You're
of.
cut.
Yeah.
Let's see.
Statue of a
Okay. So, you see a statue of a feminine being with her hands out in front of her, and you see that she has shackles around her wrists, with chains sort of dangling, made out of stone. Long hair going down to her waist, as well as a sort of tattered cloth, like a tattered, simple dress. And you can tell
Hmm.
that this is the depiction of Kaitha, goddess of tears.
He will slowly approach it
Okay.
and kneel in a prayer.
Yeah, and there are these are like little stone benches, also sort of covered in foliage. So if you wanted to go ahead and walk your character on over there.
I'm still on the start screen.
You're still in the what?
I'm still on like the outside village view.
Oh, that's you. We're in the
Yeah, yeah,
chapel.
yeah. Yeah, you gotta
So I think you
refresh
might want
though.
to refresh. Yeah.
Oh, there we go.
Okay, cool.
I'm
Yeah,
looking at the
that
top left corner. I'm an idiot.
if you don't see anything, make sure you tell me right away, because there have been
Yeah.
times where I've accidentally given like a big description about something and not even been on the slide.
Yeah. Which one? Which one did you say was hers?
Top right.
Okay.
So
Slide right by.
as you're walking and everybody's meditating, you guys can hear the echoes of old man Bertrand raising his arms up and speaking to the commoners that are here, sort of rejuvenated by seeing these young new adventurers, in his temple here. Um,
And you.
Most of you. And he will shout out, and absolution will be offered to those pardoned by her. Those of you who see yourselves as sinful are innocent in the eyes of Velka. And he would just continue on and on like that. But keep going.
Can I wake up to audibly pop a cork out of my bottle?
Oh, damn, man. Alright. Yeah, go ahead and do that.
Jesus.
Donk.
Just
Bertrand will sort of stop mid-sentence, like stumble over his words, cough a little bit. And as I said, those who are sinful, and look to
If we make eye
you.
contact, I
Yeah.
raise the bottle to him before taking a drink.
oh my god.
I toast
Will
him.
be met out in punishment. Although the sinful are, as I said, still able to be pardoned by this gracious deity of humankind. But continue, Nero.
I'm trying to think of a way to follow that up.
Sorry, I'm sorry for making the scene
No,
less
you're
serious.
fine. No,
You're
it's
fine.
like this sort of like in the background kind of thing as Nero's walking forward. You just sort of like hear these faint echoes, but you're still in the zone of like, this is your goddess.
Yeah, he'll take a seat and bow his head in prayer.
Okay. Is there? Are you trying to reach out to her and speak with her?
I would, yes.
Okay. So, I will have you make the roll.
Okay, what do you need me to roll?
I want you to just roll a flat D100.
Oh boy,
Okay.
61.
So, as you kneel down, are you sort of just like trying to see if she reaches out to you, or do you have anything in specific you're saying to your goddess?
I
Any
know this
sort
is
of
coming. I would have prepared
questions
something.
for her, you know? Sort of like checking in to see your status with her kind of thing, maybe,
Uh,
or,
did I?
you know.
He's been questioning himself since they got back. Did we do the right thing in Black Gulch? Did
Okay.
I free them from suffering, as you always asked to?
Okay. Um, as you pray and you sort of are engulfed by this silence and you start to worry a little bit, the bottoms of your gauntlets and your armor, you feel they sort of grow kind of cold, and all of a sudden you hear these like faint dripping sounds and splashing against the stone floor, and you look down, and you can see that there is water that is sort of uh, leaking from the gaps in your armor, and forming like this fresh water of like almost crystal like water, that's forming around you as it just like faintly drips from you, um, and you feel a little cold, but it's sort of like this like refreshing, one with nature kind of chill that you feel, as all of a sudden you hear this little humming in the back of your head, and you feel the presence of Kaitha with you. And she reaches out to you, and she says to you, Nero, this was a time of great tragedy. A time that was perfect for you to reach out and find me. A fated time for sure. There is great mourning to be done for all those lives that were lost down in Black Gulch. But you can rest assured knowing that their suffering is now over, for their suffering was undeserved, as they were nothing but innocent slaves of the evil ones that had imprisoned them alongside that great soul the rotten. In your further ventures, make sure in coming across any more of these innocent, undeserving folks of suffering, that you selflessly offer yourselves up to them, no matter what it takes, to truly prove yourself to me. Once I see you are absolutely selfless and absolutely empty of the sense of selfishness and self-worth, you will be my truly dutiful subject. And her voice leaves you. The dripping from your armor dries up. The puddle begins to shrink and shrink and shrink until it gets sort of evaporated and sucked up into the cracks of the stone. And the humming in the back of your head stops, and you feel at peace.
Yes, my lady.
what is it that Nero would do upon getting this answer from his goddess?
Oh boy. Let's see. There's a lot to unpackage here.
Mm-hmm.
He'll take it as a sign that he, well, it was a tough decision. He did the right thing in the end. He will strive to continue to do as best he can in her eyes.
I see. Well, you have struck an accord with your goddess. She has spoken out to you. Um, and she has, you know, given you these words. So, as all of us who were wanting to use the Veragura as sort of a conduit to speak to our deities, we have done so. Those of you who have meditated also feel a strange feeling of being at peace, whether you worship a deity or not. And from here on, we can continue listen to Bertrand's message, or you guys can head out.
I head out.
Okay.
Yeah, I
Nah,
think
nah.
I'm gonna wanna.
If people want to listen, please.
I think that Hollywood would kind of just be sitting more than kneeling, just kind of waiting for everyone else to conclude their moments.
Okay.
so
So if
would
everyone else
so
looks
would
ready to leave,
Yanagi.
she would yeah. So if everyone else looks ready to leave, she would be more than
Yeah.
happy to oblige.
Nero will stand up quietly. He's moving very slowly and quietly, not to like cause any of his armor to clank.
Okay.
I
And
get up brusquely and let my bottles clink.
Of
Yeah, the
course you
question
would.
still remains: do we wake up Yanagi as we're leaving?
well,
That's the only
Yanagi's
question.
like uncorking his bottle and
Oh no, yeah, I
saluting to
woke up. I
Bertrand.
woke up.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, last time we
Salud.
checked, we were just leaving him there
Yeah.
in our last
Oh
installment.
yeah, I remember that. What a
You
miss.
forgot Yonagi. Yeah.
All right. So yeah, for Hebram and Nalath, who you guys are still sort of doing your meditation thing, would you guys also sort of get up and get ready to leave?
Yes, I've
Yeah,
I've
we're
had
good.
my piece.
Okay.
We're set to hit the fucking road.
Okay. So you all pass by Harold Strowan as she gives you a gentle nod and small smile of understanding of your journey. Although she had attempted to reason with you that it was a good idea for you to follow your own pasts, but you had successfully convinced her that your will is strong and your purpose is in finding these great souls poisoning the land. And she gave us some information on the next great soul. Does anyone have that information? What we were told to go and sort of who this being might be.
I mean, I do, but I believe I was asleep for it.
That's true. Did anyone else recall the information that was given on the next great soul and its
Yes.
location?
You marked it on the map. It's a little bit to the west of the. It's on the
show you.
continent. To the west of the eastern land. It's on the. I should say it's on the east coast.
Yeah, that's a little overcomplicated.
Yeah, it's on the east coast of.
It's to the west of a completely separate continent.
Oh, jeez.
Well, I'm correct.
You are. Yeah.
Yeah, it's right here, Brightstone Cove.
Okay. So what were we
Next-
told about Brightstone Cove?
Yeah, I'm checking.
Okay.
See, I did write this down, trying to find where. It's under the control of a duke with an undead congregation, and other than that, it was kind of vague.
Okay. Cool. All right. So we leave the Veragura. Say goodbye to Harold Strowan. And it is now up to us whether we want to continue to have any last minute business here, you guys can say whatever it is you want to say. You just stepped out of the Verigura back onto the dirt roads of Majula, surrounded by commoners of all races and all creeds. What do you want to do? What do you want to say?
Alright, well, personally, I think that we should, is there anything else you would need to buy before we set out on another journey? Personally, I think I'm all set. I have enough rations still, especially picking up a few from the house and some magic.
Most of you certainly look like you could. You all seem to be about 20 pounds lighter. Had some
Right.
interesting moments inside, did we?
I guess you noticed that.
Not so much whatever happened in there, but I can certainly tell a difference in your gait. No? Nothing of interest? Maybe it is my imagination.
Well, let's just say hello, H.
Yeah.
We did the right thing.
Alright, well, sometimes even the right thing will deliver you countless sleepless nights, but we did all right.
Let's continue to do the
I
best
got
we
to
can for these
harass a
people.
holy man.
Don't you get to do that all the Hoover over here?
Harassment or not, we have a small journey ahead of us. Definitely not the deep abyssal kind, but if anybody needs anything else while we're in town, I'll speak now and forever hold your peace, I guess.
Let me double check my rations. Did y'all pick up my armor before you went to the temple or something?
Oh, sorry, no. I think we didn't pick it up because he's repairing it, and that will take him a day. I think I forgot about
Just
that.
a couple hours.
Oh,
So you guys can definitely, you guys can definitely pick it up on your way out.
Yeah, probably we'll leave around noon, I figure, right?
Yeah, so we could say that you guys waited in the temple for a little bit and just hung out. And as we leave, we can go ahead and drop by and pick it up. And
yeah, I just want to make sure we got that.
That's right.
How many rations do you all have?
I have.
Can you go to the map, Brandon? The world map, if possible. I want to see the
oh yeah, sure.
Does the world map that we have come with like a scale guide like most maps do? I know it doesn't here.
Well,
but like, would we know about how far in distance things are? Obviously,
yeah.
It's not exact.
So, yeah, it would have a little scale guide. For us personally, the way that we would translate it.
Yeah, it's 30. One hex is 30 miles. 30 miles, but I know that the map that we actually have probably doesn't have hexes on it, so I'm trying not to metagame.
Right. So yeah, it would just show like a line and then like a little scratching that says 30 miles, and it would be about the distance of those hexagons.
So, assuming that we're checking out the Forest of Giants and then heading to Earthen Peak, as we discussed, looks like it's about 4 days of travel total. And that's if we don't stop and continue at a medium pace. And I imagine that we have the luxury of going a little bit slower if we want to. In addition, there might be something interesting in the Forest of Giants that'll stop us for at least a few days. So I figure a week's rations is probably a good amount.
Yeah, that's what I heard, and that's what I have. So
I have 9 on me.
Fantastic. If we all have enough, then that's fine. And just in case we do run out, or we get befallen some kind of ill will that makes us lose ours, I do have a number of good berries that I can summon up to feed us for a day. So.
Plus, hopefully, we can find maybe some wild fruits and vegetables in the forest.
Right.
Interestingly enough, I do not have any food of my own.
Well, I think we could pick some up over at Leningrad, can't we?
Oh, well, probably not Leningrad, probably at the inn.
You know what, that's fair.
It's the annoying ooling man whose name slips my mind.
Moglin.
Moglin. The name fits his personality.
Sure
Uh,
does.
Stop
sounds
stop.
like a Zelda monster.
I am usually the type to find his food on the road.
We best pick up some just in case.
Alright.
I mean, that's
So I'll go ahead and make sure we handle this like fast. Um, so,
Yeah.
so where do you guys want to head first? The armorer or Yeel Tortoise?
I mean, we could
Uh,
reasonably just if I'm just
Pop
going
by.
to buy some stuff, I could just take care of that while they're doing a scene. Like,
Okay, cool.
Yeah,
I
I'm
didn't-
gonna go as well. I want a couple extra rations because I like to be over prepared.
Sounds
Alex,
good.
how much for a ration?
Well, it depends on what they're selling.
I
Um,
gotcha. I will pass Haloi, 250 souls to pick me up some rations with it.
I think that's entirely too many. A normal meal is like
Dad,
5
it's
use
like
souls
around
and
use
one
high
to
quality.
five, 1 to 3 maybe.
just use the rest to cover the rest of yours. It's a thank you for
You better buy that
taking.
whole tavern.
It's a thank you for taking this old man on an adventure to help what he can.
what
Sure.
was that?
You're the old man, old man.
Just making sure we are remembering things.
So, was Nero gonna go pick up his armor and then everybody else was going to the tavern pretty much? Is that what your
I
plan was?
guess so.
Oh, for some reason I thought you were giving
Oh,
Huali your souls because you were like going
yeah.
to pick up your
I
stuff.
thought it was just Huali and
Yeah,
Yanagi going.
I assume that Yanagi and I were going to the tavern to buy
Okay,
some
cool.
rations, and then everyone else was going to Lenegrast to pick up Nero's armor, and then we were going to meet back up and leave this day at like noon.
Awesome.
Yeah.
So at this point, I would say it's like 2 p.m. Because the last time we left off it was noon. But yeah, we can go and split up. We go to the armor, and Lenograst is still fast at work. Beads of sweat on his brow, soot in his like tangled germ beard. But he sees you and he's happy to see you. And he waddles on over to the corner of the armorer, picks up, all the plate armor. He's a big, hefty boy, and he can lift it all up by himself. And he drops it all on the table in front of you. Smiles, tells you he did a great job, and is thankful for your service. And you get
And
your
thank
black iron armor all fixed up.
and thank you for your magnificent work.
It's no problem at all, as long as you help me see that Chloanne is doing alright.
We plan on heading out that way today.
Good luck, adventurers. Hope to see you again. And with that, y'all say goodbye, and head on over to Ye Olde Tortoise, where you go inside. There's a few commoners just drinking out of their mugs and, eating some porridge, some boring, like, medieval food, for poor people. And,
Nice.
yeah, poor
Cool.
people!
For a second, I
Yeah,
thought you
poor
said
people.
they were drinking out of their minds. I was like, damn, 2 p.m. party.
Bro.
We're getting stupid.
Hey,
Get stupid.
they've been up
Get
since 5 a.m.
Yeah.
Let's make freaking lose it.
What is there to do around here besides get drunk and,
Fall
like,
down a hole.
fall down a hole? But yeah, you guys go in there and you see Moglin at behind the bar. It is this sort of thin, meek, sort of bronze-skinned being with these very, um, like like golden clothed clothing. Like a sort of decorative, like barrel-shaped hat. Very much from a different land. For those of you who did speak with Moglin earlier, you would know that he is from the land of Volgan, which is near the desert and all that stuff. But he would see you approach, and you can tell that he's sort of very much out of his comfort zone here. But you know that Lenegras pretty much kicked him out because he was annoying him. And Moglin would see you all as he's sort of like fumbling around with some mugs, not really knowing what to do with himself. And he says, "Oh, hello. It's very nice to see familiar faces again. What is it that I could do you for?"
Well, it's
Are
fantastic to see you
you
as well.
okay there? You,
Oh,
if,
oh
if
yes.
you were handling a sword, I'd be afraid you'd lose a hand.
Oh, yes, I'm quite fine. Well, it's just a very, very new atmosphere for me. I'm not quite used to handling a bar, and bar patrons, some can get a little loud. Not something I'm quite used to. But that is neither here nor there. What is it that I can help you with?
Right. I know this is more of a tavern than a general store, but you used to help run the general store too. So I was wondering, do you have any rations? We're planning on setting out for quite a long travel.
Um, well, we do have plenty of nice dishes that I know that I'm supposed to sort of sell, as I was told by some of the bar maidens. So I don't know if you wanted some quail egg omelets.
Well, that might be fantastic.
Whale.
To grab a bit of food, a bite, in just a bit. But we're looking for something that spoils less easily.
Oh,
Something like grain or uh,
Dried meat.
dried
oh,
meat, maybe some long-lasting fruits with the skin still on.
I would assume that would be all right. I guess I can't sell the latest dish to everyone. Yes, we have some simple rations that I could scrounge up for you, sort of salted meat, um, uh, as well as some bread rations, some grain and bread and the like. I would say that for uh, a ration for each of you would be one soul.
Right. That's fantastic. Um,
I, I
um,
don't suppose you have any dried fruit or vegetables or anything of
I
that manner.
I do have quite a lot of fruit myself.
Oh, do you?
Yes, we've got a load of common fruit from the house, if you don't remember, and we can dry those out
Oh,
ourselves. What do you
yes,
think?
yes.
Um,
Oh yes, the
right.
villagers here are very kind indeed.
Indeed, I must agree. Yeah, I'll take I don't know. Do you have enough supplies for 30 rations? Just split among us.
Oh my, 30. Well, like you did mention, unfortunately, and I'm sorry to say, and I hope you don't get upset with me, but we definitely do not have that much of rations. Uh,
What? No, it's okay.
oh, oh.
Oh no!
Just joking.
Oh my god.
As far as rations go, I think we've got, uh, really, only around 12. That's
Well,
that's
I'll
ready
grab
to
a little
go.
bit.
That seems reasonable. As
Well,
long as you don't mind us running you dry.
oh, that's fine. Like I said, the bar maidens here would much prefer that I sell things to bar patrons. But I'm sure I could give you a little bit of a deal. Since you're buying in bulk, I can offer them for just a meager 10 souls.
Well, that's fantastic. Yeah, we'll take that. For sure. And Moglin, here's a quick, and I'll add 50. I'll send over 60 souls,
Ooh.
and I'll say, that's a little tip, for you.
Moglin's eyes would bug out, and he'd be like, "Oh, perhaps, perhaps my skills as a traitor are working out after all. Do you think that I might have a future as a merchant once more?"
Moglin, I think that you have a unique skill of making people feel as if they should give things to you, and that's what you
Oh,
can leverage.
fucking savage! Oh, well, if that
I
is
try
what
and
you
get it as
think, then
nicely
I
put as
guess I
possible.
understand.
no, but I mean it in quite a positive way. It's a great skill for a merchant to have.
Yanagi is still laughing at this, regardless.
A better one for a bartender, I will say. Tips will be more forthcoming that way. And I say, well, Morgan, I do hope to see you again, but we will be setting off for quite some time, so it will be quite some time till I return.
Well, I
And
do
I hope you have a
indeed
great day.
appreciate the souls. I hope you stay safe on your journey. Coming here from Volgan, I did get robbed quite a few times. So I hope the same fate does not befall you.
Right. No, I do thank you for those kind words, Morgan. I doubt we'll struggle with that quite a hardy bunch I have protecting me.
Oh, that's much better. I was about to say, I'm having a very hard time hearing you.
Okay, yeah, that helped out a lot.
Whatever you
Really?
just did, it's so much more audible.
Okay,
Well, let me.
cool.
Yeah. Okay. I don't know. I didn't do anything, so I don't know.
Oh, really?
I adjusted my mic slightly, but that's whatever.
That
Interesting.
did it.
So, yeah, 12 rations for 60 souls.
Yeah. Not
What
a
a
good
deal.
deal, but I.
You felt bad for the guy.
Yeah, I did. And I'll leave, and I'll go ahead and deliver. Let's see. So we have 12. Yanagi has none.
Hmm.
Yeah, I'll
As
go
we're
ahead and give
leaving,
Yanagi 6 to Nero, and then I'll give two 10 souls back to Nero.
All right.
as we're leaving, Yanagi's gonna clap. Damn it, Huali. I keep wanting to say Harper, but I'm like, no,
You're
wait,
good, yeah.
that's their name. I clap Huali on the back, and I just still chuckling. I knew I liked you. You're very funny.
Thank you. I do just feel bad for the man. He's so meek and reasonable, to the point where you're almost like, are you even a person?
Holy crap, you guys! Oh, what a sorry,
You
sad
can't. I'm
little
not.
man.
I'm not in the building anymore.
No,
For the
yeah,
record.
I know.
So,
You
Be
guys are
careful.
You
outside
are
the
a
tavern.
sad, strange little man.
Be careful.
You have my pity.
Rewarding such behavior, it does not incline that behavior to change.
And
It's like he's
I
a
will tell you,
child.
Nagi, he said that he got robbed several times on the way here from Morgan, and it is about a 30-mile trek. That is too many times. Like 60 miles. That is too many times. He needs the 50 souls. He just got like fired, and it wasn't even his boss that fired him. It was just like a partner. You can't get fired by a partner, but he was.
Aww.
Well, I suppose they were good thieves then. They know how to identify a mark.
Right. I will say that's true. So I just feel 50 souls to me is a drop in the bucket. For him, it's a couple meals at least, if not a few days, a few weeks even.
True.
For me, if a ration is one
I
soul.
appreciate you. You are, in equal measures, cutting and generous.
Well, thank you, Yanagi. I do believe that you have quite a few layers that you haven't let on for us quite yet, but I'll see how those come to fruition.
Oh, you give me too much credit.
So, we have left ye old tortoise. We've gotten our rations. We've gotten our fixed up armor. And we see off into the distance the horizon of Majula, beyond the shadow of this eerie old monument scraping up into the sky. We can see in the far edge of this village is sort of a long stretch of plains over the horizon, and just on the horizon we can see the collection of a of a shadowy dark forest, many, many, many miles away.
And scene. Good game, everybody. See you next week.
Hey, great 1 hour 10 minutes.
So.
Yeah, I think. Are we taking our break there? I know it's early.
Oh no,
but
I'm just like. Oh, sorry that like my tone made it sound like that. I'm just like.
that's the finality.
No, that just very much sounds like that would have
And
been the note
that's
we would
it.
have left last week on if everything
Oh
had
shit. Yeah.
fallen into place.
Yeah.
Just want to get into the vibes of like we are very close to actually leaving this sort of very mild, peaceful village.
The yawning expanse of the unknown before us.
I think that we head out. I don't know if any of you have anything else you wanna handle.
Nope.
We should get to the forest before night falls. That'll give us plenty of time for travel.
Yeah, I think that we'll probably be in that in between, in like the plains area before the forest, which is ideally where I want to. This is in character, right? To talk normally. Which is ideally where we want to take a rest. I think that, barring any, we don't know what threats we're looking out for, so I think having better vision around us for the first night of sleep before we kind of get a lay of the land is a better idea.
Agreed.
Like,
Nothing safer than a forest at night, of course.
Yes, right. That's why I wanted to maybe stop in what seems like almost like plains right before the forest.
Right.
Quite.
Hilly plains. All right. So, are we all ready to take a step forward to the next chapter of our journey?
everybody lock into decisions. Yes!
Yeah,
Let's
you're
Stardust
not.
Crusaders this shit.
Please.
Everybody at the same time.
Yeah. Okay. So, you guys make your way through Majula. Leave behind the gutter, and this is kind of like an important moment.
Do we get booming orchestral scores?
No, we're just gonna get our little title track. What's this?
What have you done?
Fuck off. Alright. So, the time spent in Majula has now passed. We've come here from a distant, far-off land of the future called Things Betwixt, to this sort of transitionary land between the future and the past. We came here from the portal from Things Betwixt, found our way down into this village, met some new characters, and delved deep into the gutter, for which we spent a very large amount of time. When finally emerging from the gutter and finding a brand new home in Majula, as soon as we find a home here, we pack up and we head out. Let's see. Now, as we head out, we see the many simple villagers behind us, who are all very kind to us helping them out in their village. Some wave goodbye, some just stare off into the distance as you all trek out onto the dirt path. But very soon, this peaceful, tranquil seaside village of Majula and all its safety and all of its peace finally becomes a dot on the horizon. As we trek through this narrow, simple dirt path that's been sloppily laid out, and finally find our way into the wilderness.
All right.
Okay, you guys. Majula is long behind us. It is going to be a 30-mile trek for the first day. It's 2 p.m. So, we're going to be here what we can assume to be afternoon, evening, and morning before we reach the Forest of Fallen Giants. Around us is sort of just windswept, beautiful grasslands that are untouched by humankind, untouched by fortresses or battles or, cutting down of trees. We just see, small flocks of birds pass by above us. just endless grasslands and the sounds of crickets and insects and critters below us as we head out. Now, um, go ahead. What were we gonna say? Were you saying something?
Ooh.
I thought I heard Wally say something or Harper say something.
No.
Oh, okay.
No?
I'll
All
throw
right.
one real quick.
What'd you say?
Yanagi's just going to take a breath of the air and be like, It has been a long time since I have traveled without having to constantly watch my back. Traveling with people is a very different experience for me.
It certainly beats the gutter, doesn't it?
Yes, I'm
Oh.
already noticing a distinct lack of rats.
Yeah.
Nero, there's clanking as Nero pulls his helmet off. Yeah. You got a lot of rats in the city too, but out here they're harder to see.
Yeah.
Oh, yes. Wherever you go, you must always remain vigilant against rats. They have the strangest ability to be much closer than you expect.
And we do see they are considered vermin. We do see some rabbits hopping around, burrowing in holes. Some foxes, sort of see us, stop, freeze, and run off, as well as some, little groups of elk in the distance. And time passes. We are walking around in these grasslands toward the Forest of Fallen Giants for a few hours now. And let me go ahead and notify where we are now. We have officially left Majula, and we are in between Majula and the Forest of Fallen Giants in the wilderness of southern Drangleic. Let's see.
This is much different than the mountainous areas of Lindelt.
Yes, it's quite a lot warmer here than I'm used to, but I think that we should just not do anything too crazy today, just sort of set up camp, as it were.
Well, I will let you know if you see something that I'm sort of like pausing to say, what do you do?
Right.
Yeah. So just want to make sure you guys know there might be things that happen here.
Right.
But you can continue if you want.
For now, it's nearly nightfall, I'm assuming.
I would say it's about the sun's, or excuse me, the sky's a little orange red. It's, I would say 4 or 5 p.m.
Okay, and you said it's equivalent of June, so it's summer.
Yes. Very good weather, warm but also a nice breeze. Just good temperate weather.
All right. In that case, I think we keep going until it's dusk, and then we set up camp, right?
Yeah.
That sounds like a good idea. We want to have enough light to see by, but not too much that we're going to be standing around too much in the light.
Yeah. All right.
Everybody have a
Go ahead.
Does everybody have a tent pack on them?
A what?
Am I the only one with a tent?
A what?
A tent?
A what?
A tent. He's saying a tent.
Oh.
Yeah, a tent.
Okay.
Sorry, is my mic not?
Oh, you're
Is my
good.
mic acting out?
Oh,
No,
you got it.
It's your pronunciation was a little bit. We didn't.
So
we just
that's
brought-
my
brought
that's my
that.
accent slipping out.
It's okay.
Tent.
Yeah, it sounded like a
Tint.
tint. A tint.
You're fine.
But it's tent. But
I
it's
have an
there's no
explorer's pack.
functional difference.
Okay, yeah,
so
that has one minute.
I just have a. I do believe I also have an explorer's pack actually. So I believe that we all should be good on the side of tents. But let me check.
I believe explorers
Yeah, I would
pack
just
have
say
like a hat.
bedroll. I feel like
Yeah.
every
Just
character just
bedroll,
comes
I
with a
think.
bedroll. But
Yeah.
but also, there are tents as well too.
Yeah,
You
I
could
don't
make
think
a-
I have a
we-
tent.
You can make a killer lean-to.
Yeah.
But I don't quite need a tent, as Hebron implied. I'll go ahead and put something together for myself, and I reckon. Well, I suppose we should just get to where we're going, and then we can figure out how we're going to sleep based on the stuff we have around us.
Fair enough.
All right. Well, continuing forward, after traveling for 3 hours, the sun is beginning to set. The sky is a beautiful orangish red. And you guys come over a hill. There's sort of waves of grassy hills around you. When you see below you as you begin to walk, there are sort of a gaggle of large bird-like creatures. You see five of these bird-like creatures sort of grazing in this grassy field. They're large. They almost look like dinosaurs. They've got like colorful blue and red and yellow feathers, and they've got very sharp beaks.
Would I know what these are?
If you'd like, you can roll nature.
Sure.
But in this clearing, there's some foliage, there's some bushes and rocks around. This is our first time sort of encountering some strange new creatures. But yeah, there seem these like tall, like large ostrich-like creatures are just grazing in this field. They don't see you.
Ostrich knowledge.
Oh,
Go.
20. Yes. With your time in the wild, you can tell that these are axe beaks, tall, flightless birds with strong legs and heavy wedge-shaped beaks. You know that they have a nasty disposition and tend to attack any unfamiliar creature that wanders too close.
I'll like put a hand in front of everyone. Sorry, just taking
The
notes.
grass is tall. I would
Um,
say this grass goes up to about you guys' knees.
all right.
By the way, is Bashk out as you're familiar? Like, are you still traveling alongside him, Nalath? Or is he like.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
he doesn't. He doesn't
Okay.
disappear unless he like takes damage. I don't think.
So he's just
Yeah.
And
like.
also, summoning him again takes an hour, so
Okay.
he just kind of chills with me.
Yeah. Familiars stick around, and then
Okay.
you can dismiss them as like a bonus action to put them in their own like little pocket dimension.
Okay, cool.
And if
So-
you have
Go ahead.
if you have touch spells, you can use it through them as their action.
Damn right.
Otherwise,
we know that already.
Yes.
And the only other thing that they could do is give the help action.
So yeah, is Bash sort of slithering around at your feet, or you got him like around your neck, or what's going on with Bash?
He sits like on my shoulder, kind of like
Awesome.
the old one, but way
Yeah.
less violent. And his name is pronounced Bashka.
Bashka. I actually like that a lot
Bashka.
better.
Yes. I don't think anyone else, or I don't think I told anybody that when we were.
Oh, my bad. I just
Talking
saw
about it before.
the fucking name. But yeah.
I know you can. I don't think
My
anyone
bad.
else can see the name tag.
No.
So,
Yeah.
No.
All right.
for future reference, the snake is Bashka.
Yeah, I would assume on your travels you guys be like, so yeah, you got this like snake. What's that all about? But yeah, so you guys are in tall grass. It goes up to your knees. But since these things are large creatures, they definitely tower high above you.
Listen, these are axe beaks, quite dangerous. I don't think we'd have trouble taking them out, but I don't think we want the hassle either. And there's quite a few of them which can prove overwhelming. I
Are they
reckon that
delicious?
I don't think so. I haven't really tried to eat one. Normally, I need their bodies as proof. But I also don't eat meat, so as a side note, I wouldn't know. But if we want to hunt and kill a pack, they're quite dangerous, quite large. We can, but I suggest that we take a way around the enclosure. Well, enclosure. They're not stuck anywhere, but you know what I mean. This kind of area where they are.
All right. So what do you guys decide to do?
Well, there is no need to invite further conflict when we are marching directly into it, I suppose. If you think we can not lose significant time by taking a wide breath of these beasts, I am for it.
Anytime we lose taking around the beast, I think we will make up in.
Right. In not being attacked by birds, exactly.
Right. Yeah.
Dinosaur birds, yeah.
Right.
Very well.
Okay, now
Okay.
let me see.
So you guys just sort of like this all just kind of like encroached upon you. Like it wasn't obvious because of the tall grass until you got this far, and then just like boom, backpedal. Oh crap, this is where we're at. Um, so depending on what direction you guys want to go, if you want to like circle around or if you want to go backwards, um, we can sort of make uh, a stealth roll to try and get out of here. I'll give you guys advantage with it since nobody already sees you. And since you're in tall grass and sort of in half cover.
Right. I'm sorry, I'm just measuring distances for
Yeah.
fog cloud, but it
Yeah,
doesn't
the
seem like it's going to be
trigonometry is
effective enough.
added again.
Yeah, fog cloud doesn't seem like it's going to be too effective.
But yeah, you see them sort of burying their heads in the dirt like shovels and, pulling out big insects and, throwing them down their gullets and squeaking with a little razor sharp edge to their beaks.
That's the life. You don't see them having to fight any dark wraiths.
Oh, to be an ostrich thing grazing in a field.
Yes,
Eating
but
bugs.
they also seem to be eating insects.
Yeah, you're
I
right.
would imagine that goes counter to your general existence.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. All right, so what are you guys' plan to get out of here? You just gonna sort of
Yeah, I like
crouch
the
down
stealth
and
idea.
okay.
That's kind of
I'll go ahead and cast Pass Without Trace, as I will,
ah.
Ooh.
Oh, thank you.
as I am wont to do.
Because I'm over here in heavy ass armor.
Now
Yeah.
this will last the next hour. Hopefully we don't run anything else until then, because I can only do it one more time.
So yeah, if you're in heavy armor, advantage is gonna be like just a regular roll, but you're still gonna get what is the bonus from Pass Without Trace? Like plus 15
Plus
or
10.
something? Plus
Plus
10?
10.
Yeah.
Jesus. Alright. So let's ski daddle. What direction are you guys going in to get out of here?
I think we go below, around.
Yeah.
Yeah, south.
Below?
South.
You guys digging a hole through the fucking patch?
No,
Yes.
no, like below on the battle
South on
map,
the map.
Brandon.
Yes,
South.
I whip
whatever.
out my shovel.
Like, the best
We get
way
to-
not to see us, let's just dig right under him, man.
Minecraft
Take like
rules.
2 days to get past this one thing. We're like,
By the time we
Oh,
come back up,
no.
there are no birds there.
Holy
Oh, that's
crap,
just-
good thing you guys
that's
have
just-
passed without trace.
That's a 16
Oh,
if it's going to be normal.
Yeah.
Plus
This
10, so
game-
26.
This game goes
Wow.
out of its way.
Oh my God, the
Wow,
guy-
you guys.
the guy in heavy
Holy
armor, the guy-
don't
crap.
let me roll.
The
Don't
guy in
look it
heavy
up.
armor.
This is roll 20 being
I
an
rolled
act.
2 threes. What the fuck? I mean, I get a
Wow.
20 total, but
The guy in heavy armor rolled better than everybody.
Okay.
Roll
Alright,
20.
Now
Um,
consider, none
Nero,
of us
you
are
gotta
used
consider
to grass.
What is this stuff? It
Nero, you got an 18
tickles.
because you don't have advantage or disadvantage. They cancel out.
Yeah.
I rolled it as
You still
normal,
get a
which
plus
would make
10.
it the 16. Yeah.
What's this?
Oh,
What's
for me
this?
on my screen, it's
Bullshit rolls
8.
everywhere.
Yeah, it says
What's
8.
this? This dice
Oh,
roll
that's
can
weird.
threes in pairs. What's this?
But yeah, you guys
Okay,
are
well-
all like shuffling away, and you're not used to grass, so everybody's just like tee tee tee.
I mean, hopefully they can still roll below because on average, we still got above a 15.
Okay.
So
Let's see.
hopefully they still roll low, or maybe their passive perception's just
If
low enough we don't have to
only-
worry about it.
And
If
this
only
is
we
all
could all
plus
like
10,
pull them
right?
together and do average. If that was how
No,
that
yeah,
worked.
everybody. So we've got a 16, we've got a 20, you've got a 21. Nero, looks like your first roll was an 8, but even if it wasn't, that's still an 18. And then we got a 19.
Yeah.
So yeah, these are not particularly perceptive bird-brained creatures. So they continue just shoving their faces in the dirt as you guys are able to ski-daddle unscathed.
I mean, they eat bugs.
All right, and you guys circle around this pasture full of grazing axe beaks, and you continue your journey forward for a few more hours when finally the sun does begin to set. It It is a wondrous, breathtaking sight of all the stars that are in the sky now. As night approaches and day leaves, and so let's see. Let's do some nighttime travel. Ambiance. Let's see. Yeah, that's fine. Ooh, I like it. Alright, so it is now nighttime as we are traveling forward. But as we look into the distance, as I need to change this music again, you guys see as you look for a place to set up camp, you see two sort of roaring campfires on the horizon in the distance. You hear the sound of um, sort of murmuring humanoids. You can tell they're speaking common, but it's too far away for you to hear what they're saying. But it sounds like there's just a small group of them. But you do look off into the distance, um, and you do see that there is a collection of tents. And you do see that there are two campfires, sort of large bonfires that are roaring in the distance.
Right.
Hmm.
I think we check this out. I don't think that we're far enough away from them, or can move far enough away from them before we sleep, to feel safe.
Okay.
Hmm.
So what do you all think?
We should certainly know what the measure of the people who set those fires are.
I'd ask you, Noath, to send your familiar ahead, but I think the
Ooh.
grass might be too high for him to see through it.
Not to mention, any wary traveler might instantly kill a snake if they see it.
Indeed. So perhaps,
Would you like
I...
me to go check?
Right, that's what I was going to ask. Yanagi and I forge ahead, scout it out, and then you stay a distance back, maybe 30 or so feet, so that you can still help us if it
And
goes awry.
if
I
we
propose.
approach, go on.
I propose the more modest approach, which would be to approach their camp all at once
Ooh.
in the most cordial manner possible. And if they are hostile, well, we'll likely have numbers advantage. If they're not, then we have nothing to fear.
You said there's 2 bonfires, Brandon?
Yes, two bonfires, a collection of tents. It's dark enough that you can't tell how many from where you're at, or how many, humanoids are here at these bonfires.
Can
Go
we
ahead.
estimate more? I mean, I can estimate from 2 bonfires that they have more people than us, but
Yeah. I would
I thought it
say,
was like 2 separate bonfires.
yeah, two separate
My bad.
bonfires.
right. So I imagine that from 2 bonfires, we keep at most a campfire here.
Yeah.
To have a bonfire implies a larger tribe, I
Okay.
think.
Yeah, you are
Um,
right.
I would say they're
Hmm.
about like 150 feet away from where you're at.
Right, and that's enough that someone goes out for a bathroom break, middle of the night, and they stumble upon us. Or if we want any warmth, which we do have because of the environment, a little bit of it, we wouldn't need a fire, but it would be nice to have one. I do think they would have numbers advantage, and I worry. Moglin mentioned a number of bandits out here,
Mm,
and
you are
although
right.
he is a willow of a man and probably attracts bandits like honey attracts flies,
Savage.
I
feels
was proposing that I should go. In my travels, I have been rather fortunate to seem not worthy of robbing. people tend not to think shabby beggars have very nice things on them. So I could probably go and make a good assessment of what we are dealing with. And if it is problematic, run like hell and get back here in time.
Right, I
You
can
know
come
what?
with you if we want to pass without trace. I do have it one more time before, and I do not need that level of spell for any other events. I don't really have any combat purpose for it.
I would welcome it, but perhaps stay a little further back. If
I
they
agree.
see you, they will certainly be more suspicious.
I think I have to. Yeah, I just have to stay within 30 feet of you, which is
Seems
not.
fine.
Yeah. All right, and then do you guys want to stay 30 feet behind me just in case things go awry?
That
The rest of the group,
might be for the best.
Hmm.
because as long as someone's within 30 feet of me, they can get past without a trace. It's like a 30-foot radius around me. So
Ah.
if we maintain you guys are 30 feet behind me, I'm 30 feet behind Yanagi, we can all get that plus 10. And obviously, you guys will probably be like too far out of vision.
Right. Yeah.
You
I
get a,
think I'll just be able to have Wally and Yanagi on the
Yeah.
if you
And
guys continue forward.
you said they were about 130 feet away?
150 about,
150.
yeah.
100 feet? 150? What's your speed, Wally? Harper?
Same as yours, probably.
Yeah, I think everyone's
Uh,
is 30.
mine's 50.
Oh shit. All right.
Oh, Yanagi?
Yeah.
Yeah, because blank.
And
I thought
it can be 6 if I need it to be.
right. I can become faster if I need it to be, but I don't.
Let's see who
At
can
this time.
reach the camp fastest.
No, definitely
Race.
you. Definitely Yanagi can hit it much faster
Oh,
than
no.
I.
The reason I was asking is like I could just bolt back to you guys if things go wrong.
That's true.
In one run, I could make 120 of those
That
150
is some
feet.
silly
Right.
shit.
I just don't want
Yeah, don't want to ditch
to really get
everybody.
seen at all.
Yeah.
You know what I mean.
Oh
So
no, no. I'm totally down with what we're doing.
I can also briefly double my speed. I can
Mm-hmm.
also do the same as you. I have a spell that can, briefly allow myself to to run twice as fast, and then I can dash.
You should just come in striding like a Wendigo.
we just sprinted at 120 feet, kill someone, and run away.
Fucking hell.
That's right. They'll write stories about you.
Oh, Jesus. Alright.
You're the
Okay.
Yeah,
stuff
I've
of myth.
contemplated making a Flash character who's a tabaxi and uses their feline agility to basically run 60 feet, punch someone a few times, and then run 60 feet away.
That's funny. Alright, so, camp 150 feet away. We can hear the murmuring of, a small number of humanoids. See a collection of camps, 2 bonfires, but we're too far away to really get an idea of what is going on here.
Okay. Well, then I suppose we will assume formation and begin approaching.
Okay. Alright, so you guys get closer and closer. At what point, because you can, like, if you want to still be far enough away to see if you can discern stuff without being right there, you can roll perception. And you can do that at like about, I would say 60 feet would be a better time to observe, but the closer you get, the better chance you are of seeing stuff.
I think getting 60 feet, 45 feet away.
Okay. Alright.
Because I just want to be slightly out of, so that if they run at us,
Yeah.
they can't, get in range of us, so we can make a getaway if we need to.
Okay. Hold up. So yeah, at about 40 feet, then I would say, you guys come a little closer, and you can see that there are 5 tents, and you can see that there are 4 humanoids, 2 at each bonfire.
Oh, okay.
Hmm.
Kind of Strange that they would make a bonfire. Is it like by bonfire? Do you mean like a campfire, or do you mean like
It's
a
like a
legitimate like
really,
large
it's like a large size camp. It's
Like
not like a, I don't want to say military, but like,
size of a person, maybe?
yeah, it's
Okay.
it's
okay, yeah,
substantial.
that's a bonfire.
It's well put
And
together.
how many tents are there?
Five, five that look like they're made of hide, hide, just sort of simple tents stitched together.
Sure.
Okay.
How many people look like would fit in each tent? Do they look like one person tents? Are they large? I mean, I guess Yanagi should be asking these questions because I can't see
Yeah.
it. I'm
Yeah,
further
Should,
away.
should we roll a
if you
perception
guys
or
get if you guys get like 30 feet away, then I'll show you what's going on. But until then, it's just gonna be like me describing it.
shall
But
I
yeah,
make a
there.
perception check? Or
Do you guys want to
you
get
just
closer?
I say so.
sure?
Yanagi can't hear us, so he has to make the decision. I'm assuming.
Yeah. I
Okay,
would definitely. I would want to get as close as I could to figure out what's going on. So no, obviously no closer
okay,
than I need to, but I
sure.
want to be able to tell what I'm looking at.
All right. So we get closer here. Covered by some bushes, some foliage, some sort of twisted dead trees in the plains here. We can see these are all humans. They're covered in simple leather armor. Um, and something much stranger that we see is the skeletal remains of some huge beast that they seem to have gathered their camp around. We can see that it's still got pieces of meat stuck to it, a little bit of fur, but it is mostly a skeleton at this point, and it is some huge beast of some kind. You're not able to really discern its features at the distance here, but yeah, these are large tents. They've got like drapes over them that are wavering in the wind. You can see like the glowing of maybe candlelight or lantern inside of them. You could assume that these tents could fit like at most two people each.
Hmm.
What are they wearing specifically? Like,
Um,
are they wearing clothing? Is it full
yeah.
armor?
So they've got leather armor on and simple like traveler's clothing underneath, and you can see that they do have like a shield stowed on their backs, simple round shields, wooden round shields with like nails in them, as well as short swords at their sides. And these guys here just sort of sitting down on stumps, and they're eating, they're cooking some meat at the end of like sticks, and some of them are cooking them at the end of their weapons. But
I
they look
see.
like ragged, they're covered in dirt, messy hair.
I don't. I'm assuming I don't see any carts or anything around, or horses or
No.
anything like that. Um, are they? What do you call it? Are there any racks of hide or anything like that?
Um,
Anything hung up, meat or hide or anything along those lines?
I would say yeah. Next to the tents, I would say they're hanging them off like the tent doors and things like that. It's a very
Hmm.
like simple, makeshift, quick kind of campsite here.
Hmm. I am going to go ahead and sneakily try to return to Huali's side.
Okay. I'll put you guys in the corner here just so that you can, even though you're farther away, you can like grab your tokens if you want to get closer.
As I skulk back to Huali, under my breath, I'm going to be whispering. I cannot really make out well, their measure from here. They do not seem to be any kind of nomadic tribe or anything, and they don't seem to be traders or hunters. I believe that they are just nomads themselves, and it's highly likely they are bandits. I can approach and try to figure out what's going with more diplomatic measures, once again, as I said, but I wanted to get your opinion before throwing myself into the proverbial fire, as it was.
Right. Yes, I think. Okay, I think we all stay hidden back here. At this distance seems correct. And then you approach lightly. Maybe keep a 10-foot berth from them. So they can hear you, you can see them better, and you can converse, but should you need to run, it's certainly an option.
Yes.
And then should they get aggressive at you, seeing what they perceive as a weakened target, I think then we move in and protect you.
Quite.
If they would attack an old man, who seems frail despite it being not quite true, I think that would mean that we do not have to worry about the morality of at least fighting with them.
Oh, yes. I think we would know all we needed about them at that point.
Right.
So, keep your bolts ready.
Indeed.
And with that, he's gonna slink back off before standing back upright and slowly walking towards the crowd.
Yeah, as he does that, I want to actually cast Hunter's Mark on this guy, which doesn't do anything now, but if combat starts, it will already be up on him.
Alright. This strange figure here, this human eating meat off a short sword, has been marked magically.
Like, I feel like I've just been marked for death.
Don't worry.
Magically?
Oh, well.
Don't worry. That will pass.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Alright, so Yanagi approaches, shifting through the tall grass. And this sort of traveler here sort of casually looks to his left, ear twitches, sees something approaching the camp, and he turns
Really
around.
quick.
Yeah.
I forgot to ask. What species are they?
I said that these are all humans.
Oh, they're humans. Okay.
Yes.
Sorry.
Yes. So he swivels around, sees you, his eyes go wide, and he immediately stands up and unsheathes his sword. Says, someone's in the camp! And the other guy turns around real quick to see you, and also, points his short sword at you, which just has, like, the remains of meat sliding off of it. And they look to you, and the one that has been marked says, what kind of dummy are you approaching our camp in the middle of the wilds here?
The kind of dummy who is wandering blindly in the wilds and sees a fire of a camp. Forgive me. I have been on the road for so long, and the thought of a warm fire to sit by perhaps for 2 seconds overcame my better sense of self-preservation. I was hoping I might be able to sit with you just briefly.
The others begin to approach a little bit, suspicious. You can see, I would say these two begin approaching. This one comes up to you, looks you up and down, and looks to his friend here and begins laughing and says, just an old Leonin, nothing to worry about at all.
Cool.
Old man, what do you...
This is a new accent from you, and I'm really digging it.
Yeah, I'm finally not doing, like, English stuff. Okay. He says, old man, what makes you think that you could get out of here alive? What makes you think you'd approach this campfire thinking that you'd get out of here with your life?
Why, Olaf, you must assume that I have so much life left to get away with, right? No.
The other one says, so much, he's nearly on death's door.
Exactly. Believe me, I am not wagering anything of great value in wagering my life.
So these...
I am merely taking the opportunity that perhaps some young gentleman as yourself would be willing to allow a stranger just to sit by the fire, perhaps a shred of meat, in exchange for, say, And he brings one of the bottles out. A fine and exotic drink?
I thought you were gonna say a song for like 2 seconds, and I was like
A song.
getting ready to lose it.
These two approach. They are all like very just like athletic in build. A little darker skin tone. You can tell they're just like getting baked by the sun all day traveling. But this one over here, he's bald. He's bigger, a big boned boy, and he's got little squinty eyes. And he approaches and sort of pushes by this guy here. And we're gonna sort of mark him as being, big, strong, bald man. I would say he's about as tall as you are, if you're fully standing up. And he looks to you and says, "Oh, I wonder if he tastes just like lion. Maybe we could have a little bit of his meat."
Um, uh, Brandon, do I hear him say when they yell like, what makes you think you can get out of here with life? Do I hear that?
Yeah.
I'll go ahead and coat my bolts in some, my non-magical bolts in some, what is it? Ashen pine resin? Is that what it's called?
Which one?
The fire one.
Charcoal pine resin.
Charcoal pine resin. Yeah, I'll use one of those and coat my bolts in it.
Okay. As the big oaf says, "What if he tastes like lion?" The one over here with the me accent, sort of puts his hands up and says, hold on now, you guys. This one's being kind, and this one is an old man who obviously can't offer us any harm here. Maybe I could just get the captain, and he can see what he thinks. Maybe this one has some knowledge on the surrounding regions. He is an old one, so he's probably a little bit wiser. You stay here, Leonin, and don't cause any trouble. I'm gonna make sure we get the captain and see what he thinks. And give me that alcohol while you're at it. Sort of a peace offering.
Quite. Here. I think you will enjoy.
Okay.
He hands them his common wine jug.
Okay. Alright. So this guy's got like matted black hair. Definitely very athletic. Tan skin tone. He's about like 5'5" or something like that. And he takes your alcohol, he looks at it, studies it, and says, "All right, Boris, you look over this one here. Make sure he doesn't go too far, and if he does, you have my permission to see if he tastes like lion." And Boris goes, "Ho ho, yeah." And then him and the other scout, here, they sort of walk together, and they begin to walk over these old bones, these old ancient, well, not ancient, but these old rotten bones, and they begin walking towards this tent here, as the one with the alcohol parts the tent door, goes inside, and you can assume that he's talking to him as this one sort of waits out guard. Boris approaches you and sort of towers above you and begins sniffing you. Says, "Smells like lion. Maybe you should try to get away. I haven't eaten anything live in quite a long time. Hopefully the captain lets me put you on the menu."
Boris, eh? He says, looking up at him while still hanging off of his spear. That is such a friendly name.
You want to roll persuasion? Try to get on Boris's good side?
No. I'm
Okay.
not trying to do
Does
anything
he
like
have
that.
a good side?
Obviously, an eclectic name as well. To know what the taste of lion is. I can't say I have met many people who are familiar with that taste. Pray tell, that creature that you have been feasting on tonight, what was that?
Well, I'm not sure what equally teak means. I'm not a man of royalty. But, that there's a hippogriff that we done slay the other day.
A hippogriff.
Impressive. I'm glad you're one to notice strength, in one such as us. It took all 12 of us to take him down. And the one behind him
Uh,
goes, shh, don't tell him how much we've got. Oh,
of course, I am no stranger to having to have hunted my own meals as well, of course. Uh, it is a respectable position.
what do you
You,
hunt, little mices?
oh, whatever comes across my path, usually. I am not often in a position to be very choosy.
With that, the other sort of scout character walks out. He no longer has alcohol in his hands, and he's got a grin on his face, and he sort of parts the way as the door opens up again. And we see a much more decked out figure here. This guy is in chainmail. He's got a dented steel helmet on with a like a spear tip atop of it, and it looks like he's got a great axe. And this guy
Ooh.
comes out, and he's also human. Definitely another stout character like Boris, but not as tall as Boris. And he's got sort of a long grayish brown beard, and many scars upon his face. And he comes out and begins walking forward with his scouts behind him. Does anyone do anything at this moment?
I think that I want to that Holly wants to attack, but I don't think that should do
Can we?
anything until like
Yeah.
I think that Holly will signal to the rest of the party to move up to where she is at the very least.
Can I
Oh,
do
yeah.
one retroactive thing?
Yeah,
Small retroactive thing.
sure.
Just I want to have when we left, told Huali that if things are dangerous, or you need to attack, I'll give you a sign.
Right, that's what I assume. I
Yeah.
assume.
Okay, yeah, that's totally
So
fine.
she wants to attack, but knows that Yanagi hasn't signaled for it yet, so we'll wait.
Okay.
Yeah. Nero moves up next to you, and you noticeably he's already got his he's got Eleonora and his shield out.
Okay.
So when we move in, what does Huali explain? Like, what's the situation here?
These guys are most certainly bandits, but or at least appear to be so. They were threatening, it looks like, Yanagi, but he hasn't given a signal to move in yet. So I think he hopes he can still solve this peacefully.
I was hoping.
I doubt it, so prepare for a fight.
Hmm.
All right, they move closer. Uh, Boris sees what appears to be the captain, and he's got sort of a torn red cloak, reddish brown cloak behind his chainmail armor that's wavering in the breeze and sort of patched and stitched up from what you can assume to be many battles. And Boris says, "Captain, we got a nice, tasty lion man on the menu here." And the captain says, "Step aside, Boris. I will decide that for myself." And Boris steps aside.
And Yanagi smiles politely as he looks over at the new person who just walked around.
Hmm. So these two step aside as these two scouts approach behind their captain. And the captain looks you up and down, peering. He's got like these piercing gray blue, like almost wolf's eyes. Underneath his matted sort of dirty blonde, dirty like brownish blonde hair, and his long brownish gray beard. And he looks you up and down with his great axe being held with just one hand, and sort of being tossed up over his shoulder armor there. And he says, "You, old Leonin, what clan are you from?"
Oh, clan. I have not thought about my clan in many, many years.
I
I
know most
honestly
of
could
you
not say.
Leonin are born upon the bloodied battlefields of Marah. How is it that an old man survived as long as you had, coming from those bloodied clans?
I would say mostly knowing when to offer his potential threats a drink.
Hmm. Yes, our men are quite starved of alcohol, that is for sure. My motley crew could use a few mugs of ale. Do you have any more of that fine drink on you? As I did get a good taste.
Of that one in particular, I do have an ale skin, if you are curious. And he also reaches back into his pack and produces a smaller bottle. I have a couple of individual bottles myself, he says, popping open the bottle in his hand and taking a big drink to down it before clattering it to the side and producing the ale skin.
Hmm. Yes, this will serve as a fine peace offering indeed. I believe there is no harm that can come to my men from you being here. As long as you have alcohol to share with the rest of us, feel free to stay the night. But if any dangerous creatures were to come afoot, it is you that will be fighting them first. I think it's only fair.
Seems reasonable to me.
Well then, make yourself comfortable around the bonfire, old Leonin, and hand over your alcohol for my men.
He will turn over the ale skin that he has.
Okay?
But,
Turn over it and hand it to him.
yep.
Yeah.
For a second, I thought you were just pouring it on the ground.
Go fuck
But
yourself.
I must ask, I have not been able to make a clear understanding of what you and your men are doing out here in the first place. Pray tell, uh, what are your band up to in these parts of the plains?
Surviving the wilderness, old man, merely surviving. We are of the types that civilized types don't seem to get too much along with. We come from the kingdom of Lanafir, but were kicked out some years ago. We much prefer to have freedom of spirit and heart, and have enjoyed scavenging the wilderness. Come, sit by the fire with us.
Very well. He, as they turn, he turns back to look towards Hawali, and he kind of gives like a little shrug. He's admittedly not sure what to make of this. He was expecting it to go much worse. All the same, he tries to gesture for them to approach closer.
Okay. How much closer? Because I don't know how much closer we
Because I
can get.
think we're all going to be about here. So
Inside.
maybe up to the tree line.
Okay, so once they get up there, we'll like hide behind these bushes
Yeah.
and like these trees. All right, I'll definitely approach closer.
Keep low.
Okay. Everyone want to roll
Low
stealth?
profile right now.
Oh
And we do
boy,
have
here we go.
Last an hour.
After last time, I don't know if I want to roll stealth.
Do we get advantage tonight?
I am wearing black armor.
Yeah, black heavy armor
Yeah, that's fair.
made of iron.
Yeah.
I would say with the bonfire illuminating the surrounding area, if you're above the tall grass and you're this close, somebody's probably gonna get a glimpse of you. Oh shit, you got a 4.
That's a that's a
14.
14.
Okay, yeah.
Oh
As you
boy.
guys are
Probably
approaching,
35.
fucking Christ!
That's
31.
Yo!
As you guys are approaching, the captain pulls out this like beast's horn that's been hollowed out, and he it a little bit. And as he does, it's sort of he doesn't like go full force on it, just light enough that it just reverberates through the campsite. And as he does, the other tents begin to sort of shake back and forth, and people begin to come out of the tents here. And he raises the ale that you gave him and says, Men, take a little bit of a break from our scavenging and our hunting and all the hard work that we've done in this wilderness as we separate ourselves from the oppression of Lanafir. There is much to drink. Only a little bit for each of you, but I'm sure all of your stomachs would prefer a belly of warmth. And they all begin to agree and clamor amongst each other and sort of punch each other in the shoulders. And they all begin to sort of gather around the campfires in preparation for getting their fill of alcohol, whatever they can get.
I must say, I was concerned at first. But then again, I had to take my chances. You don't see many campfires out on a plain such as this at night.
And we've made sure of that, old Leonin. Go on, sit down. Take your seats.
He will indeed go ahead and take a seat, slowly lowering himself until he basically falls the last foot onto the ground with a thud.
Alright.
Seen to that, huh? Pray tell, you mean you are not just scavenging the beasts of the plain?
Any wandering adventurers that we think might pose a threat to us. But, you have amused me, old Leonin, and bringing us alcohol was probably the dumbest thing you could possibly do. Which is why I find it quite comical. I think the boys here could use some company for the night, and I wouldn't mind some company from an old wise man myself, as I am no longer the young man I once was. Assuredly, coming this far from Ferosa, you have plenty of stories.
Absolutely. When you have lived as long as I do, you collect an encyclopedia in your mind. That is why I drink so much, so I don't have to carry it all with me.
They all begin to chuckle and laugh amongst each other as this one over here says, Yes, yes, bring on the drink, let us all forget. And they all begin chuckling some more. The captain decides that he's going to sit real close to you, as you two are probably less than a foot apart from each other. And he's got his great axe still over his shoulder on one arm, and he's sort of clutching your shoulder, like friendly but not at the same time,
Scary.
as they're all sort of singing songs to each other. So for stealth, that's good. Nero got a 14, 16. So yeah, you guys are all able to sneak through here unnoticed.
He looks around at the people who have begun to drink more excitedly and are enjoying themselves somewhat, smirking in the revelry. Ah, yes. But I think that this will make an interesting story on its own. If not, somewhat disappointing.
Yes, we'll hear your stories soon, but let's make sure we pass this ale around for all the boys to enjoy. And they all begin singing and joking and punching each other like good old alphas, and wait for the ale to get passed around.
And I suppose you yourself enjoyed the finer wine I had.
Oh yes, it's all gone now. Thank you for that peace offering. I'm beginning to feel it now. And
Yes.
his great axe begins wobbling and swinging around a little bit. He
Yanagi winces slightly under his tighter grip. Yes, me too.
the captain. Okay. How is it now?
That's
Yes.
better.
Okay. So he stands up real quick with his great axe still stowed on one of his shoulders and said, "Boys, let's see a fight. Let's show this old Leonin how ferocious we of Lanafeard, who have been exiled, truly are." And these two stand up and volunteer as the rest of them shout and holler. They go over into this field here as they sort of throw down their short swords and get ready to fight one another, swearing at each other and cussing and insulting each other's mothers as you do. And everyone's watching
rule of
and
Fight Club.
laughing. Yeah. And the captain now stands up. He no longer has his grip on you, and it seems he's sort of forgotten that you're there as he's, oh yes, just all jolly and ready to see some blood spilled.
If we get them drunk and then murder them, that's
Alright.
horrifying.
So what do you guys do as these two begin punching each other in the jaws and spitting out blood, and everyone else is laughing and hollering and drinking just a little bit. They're not getting drunk because there's not a whole lot to go around, but they are enjoying having some ale in their bellies and are excited about it.
Yeah, I think that Wally just doesn't know what to do, because at this point, I don't know, it feels weird to just attack them. We've got them drunk, and they aren't gonna attack Yanagi, at least, it seems.
Yeah. I mean, this has become very,
Confusing.
yeah, a diplomatic conundrum.
Right,
Well-
because they're not good
Everything
people.
went better than expected.
Don't worry.
They are. Oh, okay.
I have a decision for the diplomatic side of things.
These two begin fighting as well.
As Yanagi sits and watches the revelry of everybody behaving funny and beating each other up, now everybody feeling at least a slight hit of the alcohol, he smiles and says, "This is why people have fires at night. This is why people travel together. To enjoy each other's company. To feel safe. To feel camaraderie."
To see blood, you mean? To show their true strength.
Of course.
You've lost your marbles a bit with age, old man. Must not get too soft around here.
But think, how many of those fires that you admitted to cutting down felt this exact same way right before?
What are you blabbering about, old man? What fires?
Uh-oh.
The campfires that you yourself said you snuffed.
I'd like to signal back to is it the laugh to like boom. Just like moving my hands in like a boom fashion.
You might
With
have
that-
seen that I've been drawing these.
Yes.
Are you guys are trying to go at him?
With that, Yanagi is going to take the disengage action,
Oh, fuck.
use 5 feet of his movement to rise from prone, and jump backwards before reeling back from the potion of fire breathing that he drank when he was professing to those guys, and blowing a blast of fire into the man's face.
Oh.
which is a 13 reflex save from him, please.
All right, let's
Dex,
see
my
here.
friend.
Or yes, Dex. Sorry, I've been playing a lot of Pathfinder lately.
It is
It's
ass.
fine.
Okay. All right, so he looks confused as you reel back and jump backwards, but looks to you with a grimace face as he was getting upset as at you sort of judging his lifestyle. Um, and so yeah, you jump back from your magic ale that you've drank in here, and out of absolutely nowhere, breathe fire out of your mouth directly into this man's face. Yeah, so let's see. Let's make a dexterity save from him.
He's
So
probably going to roll really well.
let's see what we got going on here.
So
Does he get any penalties for being drunk?
Or is he surprised?
Or
Oh
surprise,
yeah, I'm gonna say he definitely is gonna have disadvantage for definitely being a little tipsy here with this little potion bottle. So yeah, his eyes go wide as this glowing yellow light lights up his face, and he tries his best to clamber out of the way, and we'll see if he's able to.
Did I ever tell you how I got the nickname the Dragon of the West?
Alright, so he got a 10 for his dexterity roll.
Yay!
Oh, why is it still 2
damage.
GM? Oh, shit. Alright. Alright, so everybody looks on as they see their captain get engulfed in flame that has
torture, dude.
that has been
You know.
spat directly out of this old lion man's mouth.
God. Imagine trusting someone for the first time in like 14 years and he sets you on fire.
Oh,
Well, when you tell them about how wicked that you were the entire time of those 14 years, it might come back to bite you in the face. Or
Yeah.
it
I
might
thought you were
blow
just
up in your
pissed off
face.
because they drank all your alcohol.
Why not
I didn't
both?
drink all my alcohol.
Hold up. I
ooh.
like Darkest Dungeon a lot better.
Oh yeah, that's much better.
Fantastic. I just died to the Darkest Dungeon yesterday.
I-
I lost a valuable vessel.
Trauma.
Oof.
Okay, so he shrieks in absolute pain and agony as the chainmail armor that he has on begins sort of searing together from the fire. And the men who are fighting just sort of gasp and look on in horror as everybody's mood completely changes, seeing that their captain is now sort of burning alive. And everyone begins shouting and screaming to one another to get ready for battle positions. Boris specifically towering above everyone and says, "I'm gonna take your head off and I'm gonna drink your innards." And now we can all roll for initiative.
Are they
Oh,
surprised?
Boris. I'm
Yeah,
gonna be
they're
sad to
surprised.
see him go.
I hope you have as much confidence once I send you to those people you killed.
Let's see what we got going on here.
Damn,
wanna roll
you're not
games.
just fucking pissed.
Hey, there we go.
Alright, let's see.
Sweet. I will be right back. I'm going to feed the cat.
Sounds good.
I already fed the cat.
I am not going to
Oh,
feed
nice.
the cat. I'll be right back. I'm going to get a cup of wine.
Okay, awesome. So we got Yunagi and then Hebrew got a 6.
I had to unplug my keyboard to better charge my headphones. I was trying to check the rules on surprise, but I can't, so I'm blinded deaf here, Brandon.
Oh, you're fine. So I'm gonna roll for all of these, what we can now assume are bandits, at once, and then I'm gonna roll for the captain separate.
I believe for surprise, as long as you get above their initiative, you get a free turn.
Well,
That's
no, so it's slightly different than that. I know it's different.
Is
but
it? I've never. Surprise has always been different for every person I've played with.
That's why they call it surprise.
Generally, the actual rules on surprise, you are mostly correct. Basically, their first turn, they can't do anything. And if you move before them in initiative, then you have, advantage on. So basically, surprise is a condition that ends at the end of their turn.
Gotcha.
And so
surprise
if you
is
move
weird.
before them, they're still surprised, and then you can, get an advantage and all that good stuff surprise gives. But if you move after them, then they still didn't get a turn, but you don't have advantage or anything. Now, we are all in stealth, so we're going to get advantage on our first attacks anyway,
Yeah.
because they can't see us. But we would get advantage on all of our attacks
Right.
if
Gotcha.
if we went before them.
Says the woman with multiple range attacks to the guy who has no
Yeah.
range attacks.
Yeah,
Alright.
just run faster.
So, the captain's armor is now smoldering as smoke is rising from it, and his face is now even more scarred than it once was. The bottom of his beard singeing. And it is now Nalath's turn, as you see what has unfolded here. Fuck.
You call that fire?
God.
Yeah, I'm just going to. I can hardly see the fucking movement grid because of these
Right, yeah.
trees.
You can't see the forest
Just
for the
gonna-
trees.
Yeah, I can't see the. I can
Give me
see the
just 1
trees.
second, I'll be right back.
I can see the trees just fucking fine. This is not going to be a long combat. Holy shit.
All of them, like, you can get all of them except for like Boris in one fireball if you so wish.
Yeah, I'm sorry it took me so long to get us to this point. I was just looking for the opportunity, you know.
No,
It
it was
happens.
super
To get
fun.
out, yeah.
It was a very strange tactic.
We-
Alright, I'm back.
I think we got just enough character development out of these bandits that destroying them is going to be really funny.
God.
Alright.
So I move up.
Remember,
behind
strong
this
man over here is
tree.
Boris. If you guys want
I'm
to
just
fuck up the
kind of-
Eggman.
I'm just kind of crouching here behind this tree next to Huali,
Okay.
and he kind of in the dark of night sees like a supernatural ember reflect in the lath's eyes.
Ooh.
And he squints, and under his breath he mutters, "Barbarians." And then he
Nice.
casts Fireball.
What a
Who could've
perfect
fucking
opportunity.
I forget, you're a light cleric, aren't you?
Who's
No,
like?
you're the wizard. You're a wizard. God damn it! Ah,
Yeah.
I got
Keep
people
going,
confused. I'm
Oh,
sorry.
you're fine. All right.
It is
Uh,
tricky that our wizard and our cleric are twins.
Yes.
Here, let's see what we got.
I
Going
don't blame you.
So, with the glint of fire in the lath's eyes as he looks upon these pilgrims, calling them barbarians, a fireball is cast out from his hands as it comes down onto the camp like a meteorite. Everyone looking up in awe as it slowly falls and explodes, engulfing the area. As everybody begins to scream and shout in panic. And that is a dexterity roll for everyone, right?
Yes, DC 15 deck save.
Alright, let's roll for these bandits. The bandits, well, we'll go one at a time. So, top left got a 12, so it did not make it. 8 did not make it. This one right here is the one who makes it. I'll do green. Alright, made it.
I just realized that probably think that Yanagi's doing this, which is fucking hilarious.
That lemur is airbending.
Alright, and then we have one more, I think. Alright, so we've got 4 that are able to duck out of the way to take minimum
Half.
damage. which is half.
We'll see if it matters. Oh, and the captain, right?
Oh yeah, the captain's in there, isn't he?
Yeah.
Alright, he is also able to make it.
Oh, the DC's 15.
Yep, it is.
Yeah, they get +2.
The
Oh,
captain's getting
yeah.
+3.
I'm done. Don't mind me.
No, it's fine. I'm not notifying it in any way.
Alright, that is 29 damage to everyone who failed and 15 to everyone who didn't.
Okay, let's see what we got going on here. 29 to everyone who failed and 15 to everyone who didn't. Okay. Let's see. Fireball explodes and completely just like turns the tent below it to ashes. We hear one final groan of agony in unison. And as the fireball dissipates and this tent is rendered complete cinders, I'm gonna have a little scorch mark here because that's cool. I like scorch marks. Awesome. We are able to see many burnt corpses that are just smoldering there like a pile of flesh, like Pompeii.
Ugh.
Criminy.
You moving that scorch mark around on the screen, my eyes weren't directly on the screen when it moved.
Yeah.
And I kind of jumped because I thought there was a huge-ass bug crawling over my screen or something.
It kind of looks like a big fat spider.
Yeah.
These ones here are like on death's doorstep. They are suffering from like severe third-degree burns. Their armor has melted to their flesh, and they are crying out in pain. These are the bad guys, by the way.
Oh God.
Just in case you guys
Are
didn't
you
know.
sure about that?
I'm not so sure now this time because they're just like getting tortured to death.
They're going to
Trying to
pass
make it
down.
quick.
Brendan,
Tails.
this one failed as well. This guy
Which one?
over here.
Oh, did he? Okay, yeah, I wasn't sure if he was part of that group or not. Okay.
He was.
Okay. So, and then the captain's gonna lose 15. Okay. So, there's just steam and smoke rising off his armor, but he's doing good. He's breathing heavy, he's gritting his teeth, and there just seems to be bloodshot murder in his eyes now. And then Boris shouts as he sees his friend here die, and says, "Sake no! What are you doing on the floor there? Get up! We still got more ale to drink."
You're really making this hard, aren't you?
Jesus. Are we the baddies?
Guys, remember, they murdered countless people and stole their money. Okay.
Even worse, they're jocks.
You can kill them without feeling any guilt. They're chads.
It's now Yanagi's turn to inflict more pain and discomfort.
He flips around his spear in front of him, smiling and laughing as he runs forward. You shouldn't you shouldn't have underestimated the people that you look down upon. He stands up at his full 7 feet as he swings the spear down on him first.
He's shouting at you, "What in blazes are you talking about, old man? I invited you to this fire, and you evil devil, kill all my men. You pay for this."
Save your mercy for the people you killed.
Alright, what we got here? We got a 19. Are you able to stab him through his chainmail?
For 8, and then as he after he stabs him in the chest with the spear, he's gonna reel back and try and strike him in the chest to push him off of the blade.
Oh, wow. Okay, let's see. Just 1 second. I'm on a different screen here. Okay. Alright.
16 hit.
So, unarmed strike, 16. Yep, you are able to hit him.
Then I'm going to deal 8 bludgeoning and push him back into the bonfire.
Oh, God.
Oh my god.
Yes,
Make it
King.
stop.
So you push him back 5 feet. He is going to be teetering on the edge, so I'm going to have him make an athletics check to see if he is able to not fall into the fire. So let's see what we got going on here. Alright, so he's just teetering on the edge, looking back, trying to gain his balance. And he gets a 13. And I would say a 13 is good enough for him to be able to just sort of dash his feet against the rocks as the coal falls into the fire. But he is now just, his angered, twisted face is now just illuminated by the dancing fire behind him.
As he watches the man barely not go into the fire, he twists down, pulling the spear around in a low stance, and before stabbing forward says, "What's the matter? I thought your campfires welcomed death," before stabbing at him.
Ooh. One more time, eh? Let's see.
Probably not enough that time.
Was it a 15 again?
Yeah.
Let me see here. Double check. Because I think I might not written this down. Ooh. Yeah, that's definitely not enough.
Alright.
Alright. Yeah, so you just clink against one of the some of the links of his chain armor. Go ahead.
For the final, he will then step forward one more time, and instead of striking this time, flare his hand out into the claws and try to rake him across the face.
Damn.
Like meow.
Yeah.
Damn.
Alright. Yeah, you just sort of scratch your claws against his helmet, but they do leave, like, claw marks against the steel.
And after finishing the attack, he will draw back about here.
Okay. Alright, it is now the captain's turn as he grimaces, looks onto you with bloodshot, murderous eyes, and says, "You slimy devil. I'll send you back to whatever clan's heavenly body it is that you came down from. You'll never see the light of day again." What'd you say?
As a note, Brandon, if they are surprised, their first turn, you can determine they're not surprised because they were already fighting or whatever.
Right, yeah.
This is the captain's first turn in combat.
Yeah, it would have been just Yanagi's able to go first with advantage. That is the amount of surprise that it would have been.
So you're taking alternate surprise rules first. That's fine. I'm just letting you know.
My bad.
Should I have had advantage on any of that?
What you had advantage on was the fire breath, and he had a disadvantage on the dex, from what I remember. The dex save.
Oh, we did do that. You're right.
Yeah.
Yes.
So he rushes at you with his now like smoldering great axe, shouting curses, spit coming from his mouth, and he goes to swipe at you twice with this frightening great axe. Let me see what he gets. Alright. Okay, so for the first attack, what is your AC? It says 5 for some reason. That's not correct.
Oh, it is.
It's 17.
It is 5.
Oh, okay. He gets a 17.
Damn.
Alright, so he swipes at you with his great axe for the first attack. That's why nobody likes 1d12. And it deals 4 slashing damage. He curses as him being somewhat still drunk, but definitely coming out of it from being burned alive.
That'll sober you up.
Yeah, he tries to stable himself and makes a second swing. For a definite hit.
Oh, that hits.
And he deals 12 slashing damage to you with that one.
All right.
And then he begins laughing and says, Old man, your body too will be burned upon these bonfires. And next up will be Nero.
Now, if I have anything to say about it, you little fuck. Comes up.
What? He looks to the trees in surprise. So you're gonna have advantage to hit on him.
Yeah, comes barreling out of.
Counter bandits.
You said I do or don't?
Do, because he didn't know you were there.
Surprise!
What in the
It's a
blazes? A
It's a
cleric?
25 to hit. No cleric.
Oh wait,
you
no,
dumbass!
no wait. You don't have the cleric stuff on anymore. You look like Iron Tarkus.
Yeah, I do.
You look like a World War II tank.
Choo choo, motherfucker.
Okay, so you swing your battle axe at him, and it slashes right through the front of his chainmail, as he cries out in pain.
And guess what?
Blood dripping from the wound.
Drop a
for
divine
7.
smite into that.
So another 7 radiant from the wound as well?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And from the bleeding wound explodes holy light? Question mark?
It is.
And he shouts up to the heavens as his knees wobble, and he is now
I
deathly
promise
ill.
it's holy.
That's for the people who you've killed before.
Yeah. He just shouts out in agony, "What in God's name is going on here?" And
I think everybody else felt. He'll bring down his for a second hit.
okay, nice. Oh wow. Okay. How are you gonna end this captain's bleeding, burning life?
This is a battle axe, correct?
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm just gonna cleave it right down into his head.
Nice. This like axe that was found in a cleric's grave and super like churchy and ornate. You just slam it down into his steel helmet, and it slashes through it, and you can hear the crack of his skull as your great axe impales it.
Rest in peace.
And with that, he slumps over, blood draining from his helmet, very dead.
Yep.
He'll let him fall off the blade. He'll like flick it slightly, get the excess blood off of it. Rest in peace for what it's worth.
With that, is there any other movement that you can take, or is that it?
That was 5, 10, 15 feet of movement. I have. Yanagi, you good?
He coughs up some blood from the axe wounds. Yes, never better.
Shit. I actually don't have any. I don't have any healing I can do as a bonus action. I'm sorry.
Nice.
Go. It's fine.
Abram, we got a hurt one here.
I just sigh as I have my sword out and I'm like trudging through the grass, and then I just like slow down and I put my sword down to my side and I just
5, 10, and I'll engage this guy.
Okay.
And that's all I can do.
All right. It is now the bandits' turns. Boris unveils that this guy does not have a shield. He has 2 short swords, and he pokes them both into the fire as a bonus action, as they begin to become red hot. And he says, "Fire beats fire. I'm gonna burn your head off this time." And he runs forward, with both short swords above his bald head, as they're glowing red. And he's gonna push past this guy here, and he's gonna try to swing both his short swords at you.
Alrighty.
So let's see what we got. And he's gonna make 3 attacks. This gig boy over here.
Gig boy?
Gig boy, yeah. Oh, damn it. God damn it, Boris.
It's a natural 1. Oh my god.
Alright, so the first attack
Yep.
is just going to swing super wide over your head as you easily
That's
duck
Boris.
under it.
Seems about right.
And then with the other short sword, he's going to make 2 swipes. The first one is going to slash through you, burning. So it's going to be dealing some extra fire damage there. It's only going to deal a D4 though, instead of like a magic fire D6. So with his short sword, he's going to initially do 3 slashing damage and 3
Okay.
fire damage.
And that fire is halved to 1?
1. Yep.
Okay, so that's 4 damage overall.
It even stops the ways of the great
Or
might.
anything of that.
Tell me about armor.
He says, "What kind of armor is this that stops the strength of the great and mighty fire?" Next up will be the bandit next to Boris, who's gonna make.
Oh, did he make his 3rd attack?
Yeah, that was
Yeah,
his 3rd attack. Yeah.
You said.
Wait,
Okay.
oh
you
no,
rolled
he didn't
2
make his
attacks.
3rd attack. You're right, my bad. Oh
Hey,
fuck!
I gotta be fair. Oh my god.
Boris, come on, brother. My
Boris, get it
boy.
together.
My
For
the
special
people
boy.
listening For people listening to this later, it's another
We're feeling
natural
guilty.
1.
This isn't helping.
Yeah. Alright. He's just a little shaky from seeing the melted corpse of his friend. Next will be the other bandit next to you, and will say, "God's damn it, Boris!" And he will... Fuck.
Oh my
Alright.
god.
You have a 20, right?
Yes, I have my shield out currently, so I have an AC of 20.
Okay. So with the 19, he looks very confident as he tries to slash through your armor, but it just gongs against the thick black iron. And his eyes widen and say, "Who is this?" The other ones over here, let's see. I think,
I'm a tribute to Black Metal Tarkus.
yeah, one of them is gonna go for Yanagi for slaying his captain. And the other is going to run back and is going to use this rock as cover. And he's going to take out a longbow. And then this
Hey,
one
you kill him? He
here
killed him.
is going to do that as well. So the one directly in front of you is going to make 2 short sword swipes. And both of them are going to hit.
Damn.
Oof.
Okay. 5 and 4. So you take 9 more slashing damage.
Okay.
What are you at now?
Observe that.
I'm at 29.
Okay, 29. Alright. The bandit hiding behind this tent is going to try to shoot at Nero with his longbow. As he stretches it out and fires it. And it flings right past Nero's head. You now notice that there are bows being shot at you. And the other one also attempts to shoot at Nero from the left. Okay, that is going to be a 15, so you feel a bow, one bow just whisk right past you, and the other arrow just thunks you in the back of your armor and just shatters against the iron armor. And next step will be Huwali.
Sure. I will. I'll swing around here, and I'm still stealth. I haven't
Yep.
done anything yet, so I'll pull out my, or I'll already have my heavy crossbow out, and I'll fire it at the guy that I've marked.
Alright.
And I have advantage, right? Because I'm stealth.
Yes.
That's
You can
great.
see he's super focused in on Nero, plotting his next attack.
23 to hit.
Okay. With your heavy crossbow, as this man is peering, one eye squinted, the other eye open, super intent on hitting Nero, you shoot this bolt straight through his skull between the eyes. You hear a crack, and he just slumps over before he even knows he's dead. It is
Yikes.
crumpled up on the floor.
Yeah,
So he
and
drops
then
his gun.
that guy. Oh, let me see. Could I have hit him from here? Yeah. That guy who took cover. If I can't see him, right?
No, you can't.
Okay.
That
Okay, so he's
just
my-
for reference, the boulder is like, I'd say 5 feet tall.
I'll use my bonus action to reposition my hunter's mark onto Boris,
Oh, Boris.
and then I'll move to here because I don't know this guy's there.
You
And
hunt
I'm
Boris?
Boris is marked.
You hunt
Boris
Boris
is
like the wild
Boris
game?
on you. Yeah.
Why is he Miet? You hunt Boris? You hunt him
Oh,
like
you
wild
hunt
game?
Boris?
Boris says, "Why you have be mad? It's just game."
That's a 23 for Boris as well.
Okay, so you hit
And
Boris.
and
Criminy.
then
Oh, it pierces right through his gut.
24 total damage.
Jesus.
Oh my god. Boris grabs his gut as it's bleeding and it says, "Oh no, I hope my blood doesn't taste as good to you as yours would to mine." And he's just clutching his wound as it bleeds. He thinks you guys are gonna
We're
eat
gonna
him.
eat him.
He wants to eat everybody else. He thinks you guys are killing him to eat him.
Is he like
The question is he
he's
going
just a
to
big
be
human,
insulted
right?
if we don't?
I don't
I sure
know.
hope not, because it's
And just
not
let him go to
happening.
fucking waste?
Brandon, he's just a
What?
big,
Boris
just a
is going to
big
become a
human, right?
revenant that hunts us for
Wait,
the
wait,
rest
wait,
of the
wait,
game.
wait. Wait, what did you say, Harper?
He's just a large human, right? He's not
Yeah.
like an ogre. He's
No,
just
but I mean,
animal.
from a distance, you might think he's an ogre, but yeah, he's
Yeah,
a
he
human.
just sounds like that, okay?
He also wants to eat people, which
Yeah.
is not typically a human action. Yeah, that's my turn though.
Cannibals!
This man's crazy. This man's insane. It's Hebron's turn. You didn't know
Oh
already?
boy.
Who's alive?
Yeah,
Boris, his friend, and the archer, which you can't see.
And the friend that's with
Oh, and this friend.
Yanagi.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, friend.
Yeah.
We're real close.
5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30.
Oh God, who's that?
I'm literally just like ambling up to Yanagi. I'm like
A deep
I'm
gasp.
shaking my helmeted head. You can't see my expression, but you can tell I'm wearing an expression of like disappointment.
This
And
bandit braces for impact, squeezing his eyes shut, hands over his head.
Oh god.
that's very cute, but I'm just going to cast Cure Wounds on Yanagi.
Ooh. Alright. We hear this faint aura of healing magic as the bandit opens his eyes, shocked that he's still alive. Is there anything else Hebron does?
No, I don't think they need me for this much.
Okay, it's Nalat's
I'm going to let
turn.
this. I'm going to heal him for 6 and just let this play out.
Alright. It is now Nalat's turn.
Isn't there some
Oh
kind of
boy.
bonus you get because you're a light cleric to the healing?
My. Yeah, is that not? Oh,
No, 'cause
you're
that,
right.
that was
Okay.
2 plus 4.
I always
That's
thought.
6. I believe you also get your
Yeah.
level.
Criminy.
Yep.
Hold on,
It was
I have
just
to
a low
read my
roll.
stupid life disciple thing. Yeah, you gain 2 plus the spells level, so you gain a total of 9. Also, I would heal myself for 3, but I'm at full health, so.
Yeah.
Oh, that's neat.
Yeah, I have at this level I now have Blessed Healer, which will heal me whenever I heal someone else.
Cool.
Okay, so
Very chic.
what is it that Nalat's doing then?
Oh shit. I just realized I never got around to adding the descriptions of some of my new spells into my fucking character sheet.
It's all good.
But I'm going to... we're going to walk out from behind this tree. And we're gonna show up
It's
over
more
here.
of a bush. Sorry, I didn't discern that. It's like a
From the top down, it's
4-foot
a
tall
tree.
bush. All right, keep going.
But I'm going to go all up over here, and I think I'm going to. Like he's just kind of hanging out. I'm going to walk up to him, and I'm going to like put one of my hands out, like barely, like kind of touching one of his shoulders, and I'm going to cast Shocking Grasp.
You guys are like fucking these guys up, damn. Alright.
We're about to get a long rest. We want to use these slots.
Yeah. Alright, so let's see the that damage and whatnot.
It
Does
is...
Nalath have a thing against barbarians?
It appears so.
That's kind of what I gathered.
He did blow them
Yeah.
all up for being barbarians.
Sounded like he did.
You don't know that.
You said it! Those are your parting words for them upon blowing them all up with a fireball.
I have to. Shocking Grasp is a melee spell attack. So what do I don't think I've ever done one of those.
It's
Uh,
on your spell sheet
Yeah, it's
underneath your
keep
general
forgetting
attacks.
how it works off the top of my head, but it uses the bonus you use to cast spells plus
hmm
your level, I think.
No, it's like you're trying to make a melee attack with your instead of
I
it being
don't
melee,
play
it's your
spellcasting.
spell.
It's just you use your spell attack bonus to make the attack. It's
Yeah,
just a melee versus a ranged one.
yeah.
It
So
doesn't
if
actually
you
change
go
the stat.
to core, it's underneath like where your attacks are.
Yeah.
You just click the name, and if you dragged it over into like it or use the character master to make it, you just click on the name and it'll roll for you.
Hold
I
up.
could, but unfortunately, I think I added Shocking Grasp as a custom because I bought it instead of getting it as a level up.
Oh, I see.
Mm.
Okay, so it's your spellcasting
My
ability.
spell list does say what my spell attack bonus is, so I can just
It's your
roll
spellcasting ability modifier plus your proficiency bonus.
Mm-hmm.
d20 plus 7. Oh, I crit failed.
Oh fuck.
Oof.
Yay.
So let's see. So it's an 8 then. Okay. All right. So yeah, it just explodes in front of him, but you do scare him a little bit.
I imagine he was plenty scared already, but that's cool.
Yeah, as you just make this explosion of sparks in front of his face. He thinks you're taunting him.
Yeah.
Next up is Yanagi.
Actually, wait. I have a fucking snake now.
You do have a snake. What's he doing?
I started my turn here, so
Yeah.
I think I can actually. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Can I get him over here?
That would be. Yeah, you could do that on the edge of the fire. Yeah, he's small enough. He can, like, do this shit. My bad.
Oh, I was using the wrong fucking key. I'm still
It's
not
all-
used to
yeah.
operating as tiny token, but I would like to also attempt a shocking grasp on this gentleman over
Lol.
here.
All right. Yeah. So he opens
which
his
is-
mouth, and the shocking blue light comes out of his maw. His tiny little maw. Let's see what he gets.
He gets a 12 to hit.
Okay. It just shocks against the armor, but that does not penetrate it.
Oh well.
Wait, what kind of armor?
It is leather.
Damn.
Yeah. All right. And if
The
there's
shocking grasp, I think, gets advantage on a metal armor.
Yeah, it does.
Oh wow, you're right. I didn't even see that.
That's super cool. Next up then will be Yanagi.
Okay. Let's see. There's one guy in front of me. So I'm gonna turn over to Hebron, smile and nod, thank him for the heal, and then turn and try and punch this guy in the face.
All right.
Bros being bros.
Let's see what we got here. Oof. All right. He looks back at you, shocked, as you punch him in the face. for 9.
9 bludgeoning.
Yeah, you crumple him. You hear his nose crack, and his neck crack. And as that happens, he just sort of telescopes down to the ground, also falling into a pile of armor and flesh.
Now, if you'll excuse me, he's going to walk on up here.
Okay. Is that okay? Sweet. All right. Dope.
I'm sorry, I was on the wrong thing.
You're good.
And pulling his spear up from behind him, he's going to look at Boris, who is having trouble holding on
Doing
to himself right
things.
now.
Yeah.
And he is just going to stab at him with the spear.
All right. Yeah. You look. Let's see if you hit him. Oh wow.
I think I hit him.
Yep. So yeah,
Oh,
you
fucking Boris.
you pierce right through. Is someone doing okay? I can't tell. If like a mic super close to, is that Aaron?
It may have been me.
Okay.
Sorry,
Oh, you're good.
I adjusted.
Okay. So yeah, you pierce through his already pierced gut, and as you do, he cries out in pain, and he says, "I hope you choke on me bones." Ooh. And
Is he
with
still alive?
and
Alright.
with that, he falls to the ground and craters, making a little bit of a like puff of dust around all of you. And Boris is dead.
Whoa.
Whoa,
Then-
Boris.
I shall step forward through him.
Step atop of
And-
him as you squish his body.
Of course.
Squelch.
And spend another key point to do some, what do you call it? Punches. And
Ooh.
try to hit this guy.
Let's see what we got. Ooh, yeah. Smack him upside the head.
I hope you enjoyed the drink.
Crack.
Damn, that's metal.
Yeah. You crumple the back of his skull as he just lets out a small little grunt and falls face first into the coals of the fire.
And from here, I can see this last guy, right?
Yeah, he's shaking in his little boots.
Then, with this, he is, let's see, I was here, so 5, 10, 15, 20. Alright.
Oh god, is this lanky senior citizen about to end another man's life?
He can only hope so.
Oh my god. Just fucking Wendigo hopping over to him. It's covered in blood.
Should we? I almost just want to leave him alive, just so he can spread the tale.
Of, like, the wild hunt that you guys are.
He is not going to run. He is actually going to stand up, holding the spear behind his back at about his waist, across the length of his back. Arms behind him, and he's just going to walk up through the fires, through the carnage, through the scars,
Oh,
right up to
God.
this guy.
Yeah, you can make it.
He just drops his longbow in fear and is just standing there in shock.
He leans forward, eyes closed, and says, "Why should I not kill you?"
Let's see. Okay. So you say that to him, and he's shaking in his boots. And he would respond, I, I, I've got a family in Lanafir.
Then why are you out here? He says as he pulls out his claws and tries to claw out his throat.
Bro, for real?
Oh yeah.
Oh my
Jesus.
god.
I have a family. I don't believe you.
You guys are fucked. All right.
This
That's a bit
mother.
much even for me.
So he's on the ground, defenseless.
Well,
Sounds like advantage to me, right?
he's standing up. I mean, he drops his bow.
Sounds like advantage to me, right?
No, it doesn't sound like advantage.
Ah, all right. Well, let's see if I can.
All right.
Is it 12 enough?
Hold up. No, it's not. He's able to dodge out of the way of your swipe. He's
What a
now
shame.
like panting in fear of his life ending. All right, just
He
a
should
second.
probably run.
Okay. So, at this point, it's Nero's turn. As you see, Yanagi had just tried to cut open this defenseless bandit's throat. What is it that you do as Yanagi misses? This is a little
Yanagi.
too peaceful.
You
It's like,
stand
what the
down.
fuck?
You.
He turns over his shoulder. Hmm?
Is that a yes or?
Oh, are we done?
You.
Yes.
Bandit.
What? What are you going to do with me?
Do you swear to go home? Cause no more deaths?
The only death I see here is all my brothers and companions that you all slaughtered.
Are we functionally out of combat?
Yes.
Okay, because I don't want to start talking and not
Yeah,
be
we're
in
out of combat.
But if we're out of combat,
Then why don't you just leave? I'd like to make an intimidation.
Go for it. Oh, fuck. Okay.
Whoops.
He falls on his back like a
He's
horror
going home to be a
movie.
family man.
He scrabbles just sort of backward with his boots in the dirt, sort of gibbering and jabbering. And he says, I'm very grateful that I lived to tell this tale. I know that it was by pure chance and by the will of the gods that I am the only one to have survived. I promise for the rest of my life I will take care of my family. I will never leave Lanafir again. You have my word.
Go.
And he turns around and he stumbles more upon himself and he looks behind him as he runs off into the darkness.
Yanagi looks down at the ground, where the man had left his short bow and whatever other armament he had with him.
Yep.
And then he looks back up at him running off into the plains in the dead of night,
No.
towards nothing. And he says, well, he won't make it anywhere.
He's gonna get eaten by a mountain lion.
So, you guys have successfully defeated these bandits.
as a note, I want to transfer
yeah.
my hunter mark onto the guy as he runs away.
All right, that's fine.
Oh.
Do you make the mark appear in the shape of a middle finger?
No,
Or a kick me sign?
there's no visual effect. I just mutter under my breath.
Okay, so he is
It does
marked.
tell you where he is, so.
I feel like I just got magically marked.
He's marked as he runs off into the darkness with nothing to defend himself, still bleeding from the wounds you guys distributed upon him. You can assume that some sort of creature is going to sniff out him bleeding to death in the darkness. But from defeating these guys, you're able to acquire their souls, earning 1450 souls collectively from them, including the bandit captain.
There's 5 of us. Yeah, I can count.
You four distributed. I don't want anything from these.
You took most of the hits, though.
That's fine.
Now,
Come here,
here's
Yanagi.
my argument: 1450 doesn't go into 4, but it does go into 5. So take them. You get 290 apiece.
Very well.
How much?
You and your math.
290.
You and your math.
All about trigonometry.
Yes, back to trig. It all comes back to trig.
So
He slumps back
Go
forward onto his spear, and starts walking back over with it.
cane spear.
Inagi, come here.
Hmm?
Come here. How bad do they get you?
I am not so bad off.
Here.
Not like certainly better than these poor sobs.
Yeah, this will hold you off until you get a proper rest. He'll noticeably take his gauntlet off and lay his hand over one of the larger wounds, and I'm going to give you 15 points of health back from my lay on hands.
Oh, thank you very much. How about if you're gonna give it a bunch, give it 11. That's all.
11?
Yeah.
That's all you have left? Okay.
Mhm.
Yeah, that should hold you off.
I too am going to walk up to Yanagi as we're doing this healing ceremony, and I'm going to take off my helmet and look at him very sternly and go, "What in the seven hells caused all this?"
You know how we haven't seen many other travelers. How we heard about how certain individuals have been attacked upwards of 3 times on the roads. These men were responsible for that. These men have been prowling on any travelers and adventurers who go through these lands, and they were gloating about it rather readily. I knew as long as they were here, there was no peaceful camp for us tonight. Much less for any others who were traveling these roads.
Well, you've certainly made sure that pretty much any trace of them is going to be hard to find. I'm not laughing. It's funny.
Laughing.
I'm not laughing. It's funny, but
Hey,
I'm not laughing.
Not laughing.
We,
In my defense, I only set one of them on fire.
Is anybody else hurt?
I'm quite alright, and
So-
I don't believe Nalas was it either.
I think Yanagi's pretty much the only one who scrapped.
Right.
Quite.
I think I was the only one that got hit
Yeah.
by Boris. I think that's what his name was.
Yep, just Boris and Yanagi Nero and Yanagi got hit.
The tanks, not off tank, are doing the job.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. I'm going to requisition some of their supplies.
Mm-hmm.
Right ahead. I'm going to start gathering them up to get them burned in the morning before we leave.
And I'm going to go take a bite out of Boris.
Oh shit.
No, you're not.
May I ask why?
I don't want to, but all that talk, he's gotten me so curious now.
Part of me was hoping that you guys were gonna leave him alive and befriend him.
No, he is a
I
murderer.
don't see
He's-
I
how.
wouldn't make
He's
you
a
do
piece-
that voice for more than one session, Brandon.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
He's a cannibal.
Oi, you guys want to be my friend?
Oh shit.
Yanagi, you will not stoop to their level any more
am-
than you already have.
I
No-
am joking.
no
I
eating
am
people.
joking. I promise.
I can't
would
tell
not
when
do
you
that.
are.
What can I
He
find?
says
searching-
distressed.
And that's the trick.
What can I find, searching the camp and the bodies?
We will do that. I personally need to take a little bit of a break, and then we'll spend the rest of the time sort of investigating and setting up camp and stuff like that.
We have our
yeah.
have our pick of any number of tents.
Yeah, you guys, there are 4 camps remaining, unless you want to be in the fucking scorched ash pile. But yeah, you guys are definitely going to be able to find some stuff off of these guys. So go ahead and make your investigation rolls, and then when we get back, I'll let you know what you guys will find based on those investigation rolls. So, let's see. We'll get back at 8:35, and then we'll just finish up that stuff.
By the way, intimidation
I
is
might-
literally intimidation and athletics are literally my best skills.
Yeah, I can tell.
Scary jock. I might just take off for the night because
Yeah.
we're gonna have 10 minutes left, and I don't
Sure.
really need any gear. And also, I'm super hungry.
Yeah, I'm sort of winding down as well.
Yeah.
For some reason today, but yeah, we can go ahead and make the investigation rolls. I'll pick out some loot for you guys, and then next week we can go over that. But yeah,
That sounds good to me.
Cool. Yeah, so we finally made it out into the wilds. We've dispatched of some highwaymen in a very comedic and terrifying way.
Oh yeah.
I still can't
We
believe
straight
Yeah.
up murder hoboed
I
them.
just
murdered
Oh
wanted to
them.
my
handle
god.
one more thing
Oh.
before we're done
Yeah.
this session. I think that Wally will bring up taking watches and volunteer for first watch.
Yeah, we'll
I'll take
definitely handle that.
yeah, Nero will take last watch. Someone wants to take in between.
Cool.
The last
Yeah,
thing
Nagi
we
will do
want
that.
is that one guy alerting a nearby camp
Yeah.
that
Another
they've been
college.
destroyed.
Yeah.
I can't believe I
Okay.
fucking Skyrim kill cammed a man.
Yeah, that
I
had
got
to
you
have
do
been the
nothing
most murdo hobo like encounter I've ever had.
For fucking
Speaking
real.
of that guy, this is what I actually wanted to handle.
Yeah.
Once I think everyone is asleep, and if any of you want to pretend to fall asleep because you suspect me, that's fine. I'm
Yeah.
going to use my hunter's mark to track this guy down.
Mud?
That.
I fucking love it.
You guys really
I
didn't
just want
like
to have
these guys.
I just want to have a short encounter with him. It's nothing you have
Oh,
to prepare
cool.
for.
Hell yeah.
So can I find him? Do you want me to just roll survival? Because I do have an advantage on this
We're
check.
gonna do that at the start of next session.
But it's only gonna take like 2 minutes.
It won't. I want to make sure that it's like that I give you some good shit. Like you want some good shit. I can't provide that for you right now, so I want to make sure that I can.
I just wanted to give him a little bit of supplies.
I know. We'll figure that out. I want to make sure that he has something to offer you.
Sure.
All
Okay.
right.
Well, if we can do that next session, we can do that next session.
Cool. So yeah, we'll get our loot next session. You'll find that bleeding guy, and then we'll set up camp for the night, and we are that much closer to the Forest of Fallen Giants.